We live.
Welcome to Kickback Gaming. I'm Raphael. Let's start this day off with a wonderful, smooth tones of what the hell we do.
What if it's not daytime when they listen to this?
I mean, if it's nighttime and you're listening to this, I mean, that's cool.
Whatever time it is.
Whenever you feel like watching us, just please watch us.
There you
or
go.
Listen
just watch us. I mean, I like the sound of that.
I won't beg.
All I want to know is who the hell you people are.
Whatever type time you on, we fuck with you.
That's what's
going on.
So who are you people?
Monye, a.k.a. Money. At least that's what these people call me. So
empty pockets.
Nope.
Broke as fuck.
What's that?
Definitely.
I'm broke. You know what?
We've just never
That's
called
kinda
you
true,
that.
but it's all right.
There's dust in your pocket.
Who's next? Well, me. I'm Brandon. One of the, real only black people at this table, okay?
Excuse me?
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? So,
Look, I'm light-skinned black, sir.
hey,
So
it's like, nah, this is Brandon, man. Kickback game, you know what's going on. Who's next?
Chinga tu madre,
It's
way.
Pete. It's Peyton. I'm out here. Not in these streets, obviously. I'm at the table.
Eating breakfast in
Eating
front of
breakfast
everybody.
in front of people that don't have food. I'm
eggs
disrespectful.
and muffins, it looks like.
This man is also 6'4", sitting at the tallest
And
chair
110
at the table.
pounds.
Soaking
109
wet, boy.
pounds soaking wet. All right, sitting at the tallest chair at the table, reigning over everybody like he's something.
It ran over me.
I reigned. All right. They call me
Biggest
King
shit
Peyton.
talk in the world.
They call me King Peyton sometimes.
Yeah,
I don't understand these names.
Not ashamed.
I don't know.
So
He's like,
many
who are
names.
calling you people this?
So many new names every time I meet you.
Either way, we're going to jump right into it.
Let's
We're
get
not
to
going
it.
to jump right into it.
Here at Kickback Gaming, we want to come to you and talk to you about games, things we like, things we do, craziness,
We don't
and just
do
all
anything
around
crazy.
shit talking, because that's what we do.
What the fuck? Like, what the
mean-
fuck is new?
We ain't doing nothing too crazy. I mean, we're kicking back. Kick back.
I mean, it's kick back, but sometimes when you kick back, you got to get a little rowdy with it. Ride it out. Get crazy. Do something wild.
We're just we're here trying to, take up a part of the community that we don't think exists. We don't see a lot of African American people covering video games or talking about video games or having podcasts about video games. We're not all African American, but
Majority.
we're a majority. We got
Then we
ourselves
have one
Hispanic.
minority.
Can we get a
When it comes down to it, you just like us. It's
on our
okay.
minority report? There's only one here.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we're not trying to alienate anybody. We want everybody to watch, want everybody to listen. Hopefully we'll have some video soon. We don't have any video right now, but we're working on it. It's work in progress.
It's kind of dark in here.
We just want to make some podcasts, talk about video games like we do. We think we have interesting conversations that people would like to listen to. And so we just want to bring it. We want everybody to be able to hear it. Maybe give us some feedback. Maybe talk to us. Talk to us in the chat. You can email us. You can follow us at Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe. All that good stuff.
Well, they don't really know what those are yet.
We gonna let them know at the end.
All right, bet.
We're going to let them know at the end. And, we get enough subscribers. We don't got a number yet, but we get enough subscribers. Maybe we'll do some giveaways. Maybe we'll give some stuff away.
Do a little bit of the cliches.
Yeah, we'll do some
giveaway,
cliche. We'll do some
console
game giveaways. I don't know if we're doing console giveaway yet.
Well, you
We're
got
not
to turn
there.
some folks up.
We ain't made it yet, baby.
We ain't made it nowhere. We just regular people.
never
But
know.
we'll definitely do some game giveaways. It's probably going to be God of War.
If you're cool enough,
first up.
we'll ship you a bottle of Henny.
We probably will ship you a bottle of Henny.
That's a strong possibility.
You got to send us a picture of your ID first, though. I'm not going to be part of that. I'm not going to be part of no underage drinking.
Oh, and your social
I don't
and
need that.
phone number.
That's
and
him.
everything
I don't
else,
want that. You can understand that. Peyton is not
Look,
going to
call the
card
police
number.
on this fool.
P's not looking at any of that. All right.
I'm not a part of this show no more. I'm done.
Oh, apparently you're not a part of the
first
show
we
no
want to
more.
kind of introduce who we are, and we feel like the best way to do that, gamers talking to gamers is, give you some of our gaming knowledge by giving you a kind of off the cuff, quick top five.
Top five.
Top 5 games of all time. It gives you a little background on us, the kind of games we like to play, what we've played, how far back some of us go or don't go. So with that,
Just a little
We'll
flavor
start
to
off with,
start the day.
start off with
We can start off with me.
B,
Yeah.
you started it off?
Yes,
Go
absolutely.
ahead, give us your number 5, B.
Number 5 being one of my favorites Final Fantasy 7.
5?
Whoa.
5?
No, I thought 5 being the best.
No,
5 being the worst.
No,
being the
5
worst.
being the
Well,
worst.
we already know what.
Spoiler alert.
We're not saying
Spoiler
the worst,
alert.
but your least
No,
best.
but your
your
least
least favorite.
Least favorite in
Out
my
of your
top 5.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know if I have one of them, man.
That's what I'm saying. You got to bring it down to 1. You got to go
Like,
through that
why would we
category.
start
All
off with our best?
Okay,
and
I
worst?
got one.
All
I got
the games
one.
that you've
I-
played.
I
Give me
got
the
one.
5.
Tai Chi.
Tai Chi.
It was Tai Chi.
Oh, Wrath of the Tiger?
Yeah, Tai Chi, Wrath of the Tiger.
It's Taifu, I think.
I don't know if it's Taifu or Tai
I
Chi.
think it's Taifu, Wrath of the Tiger. Can we get a minority report on that?
We're gonna have to.
Is it Tai
I mean,
Chi?
I might have to Google this because I don't even know
while we're
game
doing
you're
that,
talking about.
how about this? While they're doing that, how about you just go into a little bit
explain
of
what the
depth?
game was.
Why?
Explain.
Tai Chi was just about
It's Taifu.
Taifu was about a kung fu tiger, not the panda, but a tiger. And I don't exactly remember the story, like the story mode, but I remember like running through the game and like beating different boards and gaining different powers and different moves and different skill sets. That's taking you through all the different boards. And I just remember us having an extremely fun time playing that game.
Taifu, Wrath of the Tiger is
And you know, we got it at BJ's. They would have these bins.
Oh God.
At BJ's. At
BJ's Wholesale Club. Okay, we're
Wholesale
going to
Club,
say the whole
yeah.
name.
You gotta
BJ's
Gotta say the whole
Wholesale,
thing.
Super Pause. BJ's Wholesale Club, man. They would have these bins, and they would have a bunch of games in there for like $5 to $10, and we would go in there and grab off-brand games. So the next game that's going to come around, if Peyton doesn't say it, is still going to be an off-brand game technically.
Oh, I'm probably not going to say any of the games you say.
What we working all right today? You want me to go next?
What the
PS1.
what makes that what makes that knock every other game you've played off the list? That's what I said. What makes that your 5?
It has staying power. I've played a whole shit ton of games. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
with playing as many games as I have, I mean, the games that you still think about that stick to you, I feel like those are the ones that matter. And that was just one of the games. That's one of the staples, and kind of got me into like not necessarily judging a game by, you know, maybe its popularity, but more so just kind of going off of personal experience, grabbing it and playing it yourself.
Okay, bet. Well, I can actually go next.
Go ahead.
Now, mine are kind of like fluctuating between, old and new.
Yeah, do you
And, for this one, people don't know, I actually play PC quite a bit as well. But I mean, it's going to sound kind of whack, but my number 5, as far as my least favorite that I still find myself coming back to, is League of Legends. I enjoy MOBAs
That's
a lot.
surprising. I would have thought you to put that closer to the
No,
top.
and you'll start seeing why actually pretty soon.
I mean, it's a fun game, but I could see why.
No,
he
just
put
for
it
him.
at
Just
the number
for
5.
me,
No,
for
that's
me
what I'm
knowing
saying.
him, I would have thought, that was
And-
closer to number 1.
It's
But yeah.
understandable.
But I always find myself coming back to it. I mean, what I consider MOBAs just in general, I feel like they're a chess game, but it's a little bit more interactive.
It's constantly moving.
Very,
constantly
very
changing.
much. But it's all about strategy in that game. Majority of the time, you have toxicity. I mean, with it being one of the most played games, you're going to have the most players, and of course, that comes with a lot of
Issues.
fuckboys,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah,
Noob tubers, whatever they call them. Noobs.
noobs.
I don't know anything about PC games or the terminology.
Yeah, but anyway, it's.
It ain't for me.
But I mean, and I like playing competitive games as well a lot, and that's what it entails majority of the time. And you have variety as far as who you can play. They have over 150 characters in there. Like, that's a lot of characters, and they're all vastly different. So I enjoy it a lot. I'm not gonna dwell on it too much because I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what that game holds. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pass it on.
Who's next?
My number 5, I gotta say, is
better
Need
be a
for
Spanish
Speed.
game. Better be
Need
a
for
Spanish
Speed. It's not a Spanish game, okay? Need for Speed Underground.
Guacamole.
Number 1.
Number 1?
The
Okay.
first
That's a good-
Underground was just an all-around great game.
It was a great game. That was a great game. And,
No, it was-
and a great selection.
It was a great game. It was enjoyable. Everything
Yeah.
about it, brought me on to
Yep.
the car scene. Just introduced me to cars in general.
Absolutely. I can feel you there.
And I
feel
can
you there.
still remember, opening up that case, ripping off that plastic, sitting down in front of that PS2, popping open the console, having to slide that disc in, and grabbing your 6-foot-long wire, running it back so you're not standing next to the TV, and having so much fun putting many hours into that game.
We put a lot of time in Need for Speed. Yeah, a lot. All of the undergrounds. We put a lot of time into those days. Yeah, those first of its kind.
I think it definitely was the first of its kind, but just for me, it's this nostalgic feel. You play a lot of.
I feel like Need for Speed Underground set the racing scene on fire.
No, it set the map on fire. I mean, it really laid out guidelines for what the hell we wanted to do. We wanted free reign to.
If I'm not mistaken, it was after the first Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, people were looking for something like that.
Yep.
And it was much needed.
It was perfect.
It was perfect timing. It dropped in the right time in the right climate.
And I think right now we've gone so far into super realistic simulators, and that's not my style. Sometimes I just want to get behind the wheel and do something.
That's what Forza Horizon
it's gotten away from the older
arcade,
the older affordable cars, and it's gone to hey, drive this Ferrari, I don't really
GTR.
I'm not gonna be, I'm not downing myself or nothing like that, but I'm not driving no Ferrari tomorrow.
Nah.
It's not going to happen for most of us.
But I might drive a Lexus tomorrow.
I mean, I'm just saying,
I mean, the game, it's more so, man, just, because, there's a possibility that a lot of people won't get to drive Ferraris, so they put them in there just so you can say you have one.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, of course you can go get but if you have the opportunity in the game to go grab a Lambo,
oh yeah, I'm
going to go grab the Lambo.
I think it's just more of the fact that they're trying to give you that feel of something that you probably not going to have realistically in real life.
Enough.
Yeah, but
I think that's why video games exist. Period. That's why
and that is why they exist now. But the culture that we live in now versus the culture from years ago, it was didn't care how expensive or crazy the car was. I want to drive that S2000 because it's badass as hell.
Yeah,
right. Or I want to drive. A Celica or a Supra or whatever it is.
I feel like Need for Speed Underground is what made certain cars hot. It's what made S2000s hot and RSXs and put Hondas on the map. People started doing crazy, making their Hondas look super crazy after that game with the big wings and the loud, slow, everything.
Obnoxious.
But see,
nothing to do with performance.
The other side of that is, like you said, you play all these new racing simulators and you can go get Lambos and Ferraris and all this crazy stuff, and it's just the culture that we live in. Everybody wants the nicest, most expensive, shiniest thing, and for me, I think where racing games are now and where they used to be are two totally different places.
I think they've split. I think it's split though. It's simulation and arcade, but the arcade racers are not good anymore.
They are.
Underground was an arcade racer and it was good, but
it was so good, and you felt like you were running along with a story. I
don't like the simulators for the game. For some reason, the simulate once they turned to a simulator type deal, it took a lot of fun out of it for me because
the simulators
try to make it too real.
Well, that's what that word means.
Yeah. Yeah, and what I'm saying is it makes it a little bit too real for certain situations. Like for me, it was kind of like, all right, well, I'll wait because one of those games are in my top 5, so I'm gonna wait till it comes around.
I mean, we still got the Need for Speed.
Still on Need for Speed in this. Well, we'll go ahead and slide right into mine.
Let's slide into yours.
My number 5 is probably gonna have to be Forza 5. Forza 4? Forza 4 or 5?
4 is the one that I have. That I bought
4.
It's 4.
4.
Oh, 4.
Forza 4.
Oh, just forget the one about
it's Forza 4. That was the first Forza I'd ever owned.
Oh.
I'd never owned a Forza before that. I was always a Gran Turismo guy, and I'd never had an Xbox.
You converted.
I'd never had an Xbox before, and I'd hustled my way into an Xbox 360, and I got Forza 4 from my boy, and man, I remember, and at this time I didn't even know the clutch existed. But I figured out it did from the craziest thing. I was just looking at the car, and sometimes I'm playing simulation games, and I'll like pan the camera around and like drive it, and for some reason I'd pan the camera to the side view, and I hit the gas slightly, and I saw the car roll back and then roll forward. I was like, oh my God, this game has to have a clutch, because I've never seen that before. I've never seen a car game so realistic that it would roll back first. Like, there is a time between where you pop the clutch and get on the gas, where it inches back and then rolls forward. I was like, that detail is so insane. I'm going into these menus to see what else is going on. And I found the clutch. I said, oh my God.
It was like a whole new world for you.
It was because with the clutch and being able to control the car that way, and as you were saying, the simulation games are so real. You have to take the turns properly. You have to know how to get to the apex of the turn. Or you're just gonna fall off the track and lose the race.
Especially you going understeer and just go straight off the road.
It's all about knowing how the car handles in extreme situations, and it carries over to real life in so many ways in the driving aspect.
And
That's
you're
why
absolutely right. I mean,
I
you were telling me the other day.
I learned to drift on a video game, and then I got in a car, and I was like, well, this is how I do it in the car. Oh, this is how it works in real life, too. This is crazy.
That's awesome.
It's crazy that just carries right over. But, and then there was a clutch in there. I was like, man, this is just like my car in real life. I love this so much. And then the modifications, you guys don't really know me. That our listeners don't really know. I'm a car head. I'm a car person. I really love cars. I like building cars, all that stuff. So, when I saw the modifications come down and I could swap engines, swap drivetrains, slam the car, tune the toe and the camber on the wheels. I'm like, man, this is insane. This game is crazy. But that's definitely my number 5. That put me on Forza, and I've been on Forza ever since.
All right.
Well, that kind of just ushers me into my number 4, which has to be Gran Turismo 2.
Two.
Yeah, I had an amazing time playing Gran Turismo 2 at the time. I guess I don't know what was on the Xbox, but for me, I feel like that was kind of like a revolutionary game in itself. All the different cars on there. That's what I don't know about anybody else, but I didn't know about a Skyline until I got that game. And I figured out about a Skyline. I figured about the Lancer.
I figured out about Evo on there too.
The Lancer Evos on there.
I mean, I was under 10.
Yeah, we were stupid dumb. We were super young, but
I think the average person figured out about Skylines is from
we found out
first Need Fast and Furious.
The Skyline, the Skyline was on there.
Person.
Right. The Skylines were crazy. They had so many cars. They had so many cars in that game. Like, it just was not a shortage of whips. They had all kind of cars.
They had all the cars.
All the cars, bro. And you could do. I know that he was saying the Forza, modifications were are very in depth. But for where we were at the time and what Gran Turismo was, it was in depth.
It was
for what you could do in that game.
It gave you a description. If you decided to read it, you knew what was going on.
You could swap drivetrains. You could still mess with the cambers. You could still do all these different things. Suspension, whatever you want. The gearbox, whatever you want to do, you could really do it. You didn't have to pop the clutch in that game, no. But like I said, it was an arcade racer, so
it's a simulation.
It was a simulation.
Yeah,
all Gran
a simulation.
Turismo are simulation.
They just didn't have a clutch.
They've changed
It
time.
It was a cruder simulation at the time compared to what we have now.
I loved it though. We had it's first place I seen the Bugattis. First place I seen we used to work so hard to get all these licenses so you could do these races, and me and Peyton would
That's really why
we would do 50 lap races. That took us forever, but we got $300,000 for doing it.
He would do 25.
I would do 25, then I'd pass it off for him to do 25.
We would do 100 lap races, 200
we
lap
would get
races.
the craziest, we would go to Mustang, get the craziest Mustang they had. We already had a Mustang we souped up. Then we would go and get the crazy racing one they had. Then we had a fast-ass van. You know what I'm saying? We had a crazy van. We had the crazy Supra with 1,500 horsepower. It was nuts. It was crazy. We were doing a lot of crazy shit in that game, and I had a whole lot of fun playing it. All the we had so many cars in our garage. We had so many cars. And you start off with the little bullshit Skyline, the older one. Yeah. But then you start getting into the R32s and R34s, and you start. It's like, oh shit, this is super nice. Well, how much this cost? I'm about to grab this, soup this up, and you can see the modifications on your car. So that has to be my number 4.
You could hear it.
You could hear the modifications.
That's one of the only games where if you change the exhaust,
you hear it.
The car did sound completely different.
Yep.
They've never really done that.
And that Supra was slapping.
It was
slapping, bro. Slapping. Yeah, that's my number 4.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't see this coming, but my number 4 is
Monster Hunter.
No.
Monster Hunter.
Let me guess. Monster Hunter.
Rafa, what's your guess?
Again, no.
I think I'm gonna go with Monster Hunter. Actually, Monster Hunter is probably his first, second, third, and fourth.
NFL Blitz 2000.
Ooh, what a good pick!
Blitz 2000, boy.
That is a good pick.
That was my game on Nintendo 64, bro. I swear to God.
That's a good pick.
I loved
Blitz,
that
Blitz,
game. I
Blitz.
used to always use Atlanta all the time when I was
didn't
playing.
use Atlanta.
Oh no, I used Atlanta all the time,
Ray
bro.
Lewis. We
I'm
were
telling
the
you.
Ravens.
No, and I'm pretty sure you guys already know. I mean, I played this with my cousin all the time, and I was still very young because I'm obviously younger than you guys. But, we used to always, just to have some real fun, we used to always use the cheat codes. Also, do the big heads, the invisibility, bobbleheads, all of those.
Yeah.
And, it's just the fact that was like the early stage of like teabagging in games too. Like after the play is over, you can jump right on top of them and just drop right on. Even if they get up, you can still spear. Spear!
I've never seen so many passing interferences in my life. Oh, he's about to catch the ball.
You thought. But yeah, no, that was definitely like part of my childhood. So something I definitely wouldn't forget because I was playing with my cousin.
Yeah. Okay,
I
okay.
appreciate
You play
that.
Blitz.
But
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, that was it was, believe it or not, it was actually between that and NFL Street. But I
didn't
decided
like NFL Street.
You didn't like NFL Street? Oh, I love NFL.
Not the way I like Blitz.
But yeah, NFL Blitz 2000.
I loved
was-
NFL Street. I love that shit.
Blitz.
But yeah, it was just between those two. It was hard for me, but I was like, I got to go with old school for me. But yeah, so that's definitely my number 4. Just thinking about it is giving me goosebumps.
All right.
Okay.
My number 4 is Def Jam.
Def Jam fight
Def
for New
Jam.
York.
Vendetta.
Fight,
Yes.
Or Vendetta.
fight. Which one?
Vendetta or fight for New York?
Because I was
Which
thinking
the
about
first
that
one?
too.
Vendetta was
Vendetta
the
was
first
the
one.
first
Vendetta was the first
Vendetta.
one.
Vendetta.
Dude.
I like New York.
Good game.
But
Vendetta's a good
great
game.
Vendetta was just insane. And back
All
then,
them rappers just coming out and beating the hell out of each other on the video game.
Yo.
it was an enjoyable game. Looking back on that, like these games are what paved my childhood for everything I play now and everything I know and love. And it's crazy because you got in there, and it's like you were saying, P, that you're just a fucking rapper and they're beating the shit out of each other.
It was so ruthless. Like
It
they
was
were so
so
disrespectful.
ruthless.
It's so
And
disrespectful.
it was just so much fun. I mean, just
You know
it was
what?
crazy. It was
You know
crazy
what I
because
liked
a lot of
about it
people were playing.
at that time. Go ahead.
A lot of people were playing like WWE and all this crazy stuff. And I was
That
like,
was us.
that's
That was
not
definitely me, too.
that's not my forte. I didn't like it. I don't like wrestling. I've never liked it. No offense.
Something's wrong.
It's not my cup of tea.
Something's wrong with you.
I still watch it till this day.
Something's wrong
There's
with you.
Something's wrong with you.
I still watch it to this day.
Yeah. The other day when you said you
just
have
got done with
a
WrestleMania 34. I
when
love
you said
it.
a WrestleMania party, I knew that you were on some other shit.
No, but you know
Average
what?
American, man.
I can't trust this guy.
Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV.
Yes, so that was crazy.
They came up with that game way too late. It would
What?
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah.
If they would have dropped that earlier, like
Yeah.
around when they dropped Def
Celebrity.
Jam Vendetta, it would have took off.
Def Jam Vendetta, I never got into that game.
We had it.
We had it, but I didn't get into that game. That wasn't my shit.
It was just
my
it was just fun
God.
to play. Like it was fun.
See, here's the thing. Back
was
then,
my-
when it was
was my
about
thing.
fighting games, it was either Mortal Kombat, Def Jam, or the Dragon Ball game that came out back then.
Yeah, don't worry, that's definitely that's coming up.
I figured it was gonna be. I figured it's in one of either you or you.
That was definitely coming up.
So my number 4,
Monster Hunter.
You shut up.
You can tell y'all can tell me if this is cheating or not. And if it is, I'll change it.
You can't change it.
You might
Off the cuff.
You might force me to change it.
No, it's
For
off
what
the
I
cuff.
for what I say.
Just go
you
ahead
might
and
force
No,
run it.
absolutely
Just run
not.
it.
the whole Ultimate Ninja series.
Whoa.
All of them.
Wow.
All of them.
All of them.
Is your
From-
number 4?
Yeah, from PlayStation 2 to PS4. All of them.
I mean, if that's how you feel, but why?
What's the game?
All the Ultimate Ninja games. All of them. My
But-
number 4.
Why?
That is respectable.
I'm an anime guy too.
Okay.
You know,
anime guy.
along with
You're an all type of guy.
along with cars, I like anime. Right?
Absolutely.
And
Are you sure it's not hentai?
I don't know.
It's hentai and it's
It's
art.
hentai. You can't even see.
Hentai.
We know you don't watch it.
I'm playing.
Nah, it's just I watched
Usually
I watched
censored.
Naruto. I've watched all 500 episodes. I've read the manga, and it was just cool to see those games. Even though those games didn't come to the West, they were Japanese games only. But my boy had a Japanese PlayStation, and he had the games, and we figured out what all those little signs meant to get to the fighting. Right? And I mean, it's still like just being able to see a show that you like and be able to play the game and do the moves and be the characters. It's always been really, really fun to me. Now, if I had to pick which one is my favorite, the most recent one, Ultimate Ninja 4, is my favorite. It's got every character.
Because that is the blown out version.
I mean, it's
every-
quite
the
fitting
brains blown
that
out.
Ultimate Ninja 4 is
It's
his
the-
fourth place.
It's the last game they ever made. I don't think they're gonna make another Ultimate Ninja. If
They
they
can't.
do, if they do, I'll be super happy.
They
But they
can't.
don't have a reason to.
But I mean, what can they
they're going to
improve
start
on,
with
really?
Ultimate Boruto. They're going to
Right.
do it all over again with
Right.
new characters. It doesn't make any sense to go back to do Ninja Storm again.
But
Might be some here and there. They might throw some. in.
yeah, Ultimate Ninja 4 had every character. It even had Naruto's kid. Spoilers.
Definitely a spoiler.
But if you haven't watched Naruto by now, you sleep. I'm spoiling it for you immediately.
Awesome.
Immediately.
He wins. He's a Hokage.
I think we on 3 now?
Yeah, we on 3.
All right,
3.
so number 3, my third game is every Dragon Ball Z game that I've ever played, probably.
Well, I don't know if that
Whoa.
works. I use a series.
No,
That does not work.
Does that not work?
That
I use
No,
Ultimate,
not
Ninja,
work.
Ultimate Ninja Storm
I feel like-
series has never changed.
All
Like,
right, okay.
So
Especially because with this new one, this is
all right.
more.
Let me
Hey, no talking over each other, please. It's going to be hard for our viewers to listen to us. They're going
Right.
to have points where they're going to be like, what the hell are they saying?
Apologies.
That sounds like...
Apologies. All right, let
Why-
me straighten that out then. The entire Budokai series,
Okay.
the Tenkaichi series, all the way up to Xenoverse, what we have now, including and
Fighter
Fighters.
Z.
Budokai was great.
Budokai was the first of its kind as
Budokai
far
set
as
it
what type
off.
of game that set it off. They had the story mode right. I mean, they had the moves right for what we've seen in the past. All the games I saw, they were on Super Nintendo. All the ones I played. So to have a physical, 3D cell shaded version of this game, and it looking crazy, it was really, really dope. They didn't have that many characters. And at the time, the second player couldn't customize. They couldn't get custom characters. So Peyton couldn't pick any custom characters, but I had like the custom Trunks. I had custom Goku with Super Saiyan and stuff like that. But then they moved up, and then they started putting like beam struggles in there. They started putting like clashing in there. And then when it got to the Tenkaichi, they went to like an open area type fighting style, where it was like a huge place where you could fly around this whole area. The board was huge.
You heard what he said earlier? He was cheating me.
Yeah, I was, like Trunks. They had like super, and then in that game, I love the fact that they paid attention to the facial features, the battle damage to the clothes, what they would look like if the life was down. They would look like they were hurt, and their clothes would be torn up, they would be bleeding, and like Super Trunks, when I would transform into the big Trunks, you could see he got bigger. You know what I mean? His hair changed. They paid attention to all the details, and then moving up to like Xenoverse. I think anybody who watches Dragon Ball Z like
I
me,
don't think
because
Xenoverse is that good.
I've watched I understand that. I've watched every episode of Naruto like Peyton, but my shit is Dragon Ball Z, so I've seen every episode of that. So anybody who likes Dragon Ball Z in that way, Xenoverse was like, yo, you get to create your own character. This is crazy. And
I just want to be
the
Goku
first
and
one-
kick people's ass.
the first one was dope. the first one was dope, you know what I mean? And the second one, they took it over the top. It was really dope. I feel like they did a lot. They pretty much blew the brains out on that too. You're able to transform from anywhere from Super Saiyan 1 all the way up to Super Saiyan Blue. You got the Golden Frieza. You got the different races. You got the Alcursians. You have the Namex. You got the Buu race, human race. You got the Saiyan race. You can be whatever you want, man or male or female.
So
And they have a pretty
could
big
definitely see that.
hub world
So
to
if you
fly
had to
around.
pick one,
I
what's
don't
the
know.
top? If you had to pick one out of them, which one is it going to be? Which one would it be?
It would be
Because remember, like Xenoverse, you could definitely see they had a lot to prove on compared to the second one.
yeah, but you know what's so crazy? That Xenoverse is like one of the top selling anime games of all time.
I think he's going to pick Xenoverse.
No, I'm not. I'm going to pick the second Tenkaichi, Budokai
yeah?
Tenkaichi,
okay.
because
Two?
like I think it was two, because just like the Ninja Storm, they blew the brains out on that game.
That was
It
the
had
pinnacle.
Everybody, it had everybody and everything.
It
all
might have
the-
been three.
Was
Might
it
have been
3?
thinking about 3. I think they had 3 Tenkaichis.
Was it 3?
I think they
because
had
there was
3.
one Tenkaichi that was trash that came out later
Oh, I don't know.
for the Xbox 360 that was garbage.
Maybe
Where you
I'm
could
wrong.
create it, that you could create a player and it was super trash.
I could be mistaken.
But they blew the brains out on him. You could literally choose anybody, and me and Peyton had some of the most epic fights recorded that you could just have because we were so good at that game. It really didn't make any sense. We were so good at that game. It really didn't make any sense.
Couldn't touch each other.
You know, you're good at the game when you know every possible way to dodge. Like, I know Peyton knew all the things that I knew. Now, he wasn't quite as good as me, but he was the second best.
Here we go.
He would get trashed on the regular.
Oh, so he was first to lose?
He would get trashed on the regular, but Peyton was better than everybody else. You know what I mean? But he would get trashed on the regular. Like, I just found it fun to run that game up on Z, which is the hardest difficulty level you could do, and I would just run through that bitch. Run through it.
In my defense, the PlayStation was in his room.
Doesn't matter. He was in there playing that motherfucker every day.
Every day.
Every day.
He's like, it don't
playing
make
that
no
shit.
difference.
You know, it was our PlayStation. You know what I mean? So he came in there and he played that shit every day. So we used to really run it up on the game. But that is by far my favorite. I think Xenoverse is a strong runner up. But I feel like the sneaking one is Fighters. I feel like anybody who likes Dragon Ball Z games, that's something that they can appreciate. That's something they've wanted. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, my number 3 is Monster Hunter World.
Oh
my God! Whoa, not 2 or 1?
I didn't even.
I
know.
did not know that.
No,
Did not see that coming at all.
I can't believe
look,
it's not
man,
number 1.
you're gonna look at me like I'm crazy for my number 1.
I can't
but,
wait. I can't wait.
All the games he plays so much, and it's in reverse order right now.
Because basically, I'm doing something that I always find myself coming back to.
Masturbating.
But Monster. You done? Okay.
Are you done?
Okay.
Hold on, I want
Monster
everybody to
Hunter
know
World.
that we're not masturbating in here. That's not what we're doing.
He's like, just to clear the record.
Not what we're doing.
Just for the record.
Pause.
No, Monster Hunter World is like, I love all Monster Hunter games, but what separates this one is, first off, a lot more people have been able to introduce to it because it was primarily based in Japan, and they brought it over to the Western side, and they made it so that people can be able to grasp it a lot more, and also the fact that, even small things such as going into different areas. Back then, before Monster Hunter World, if you go to a different area, you have to load. There's no continuous flow to the game.
Developers are doing good about that now.
Yeah, it was no continuous flow. There's, when it comes to gathering things, it would take so long or now you can just run by things and just pick them up, just small things like that. But the diversity as far as them bringing back some old monsters and implementing new monsters, especially with this newest update, where it feels exactly like a raid, is insane. And I just love it. I'm not going to dwell on it because I talk to them about it all the time. But if you new viewers out there, I believe that it actually might be on sale right now. Just give it a shot. I'm telling you, I feel like you will not regret it. I really feel like you won't. But yeah,
we knew it. We knew it was coming.
Come on, Rafa.
I gotta say my number 3 is Ratchet and Clank.
Which one?
And this
or just
is tough.
The series?
The series in general, Up Your Arsenal, Going Commando, and Deadlocked were like my top favorites. But I gotta say, out of all of them, probably Up Your Arsenal.
Your Arsenal is wild.
It's so wild.
Arsenal's wild.
Ratchet and Clank for me was just this awesome game where you're just this weird little, I don't know, rat
Marsupial?
alien. Marsupial.
Man, well, he is. What is he called? He's
they said
fox. They say it all the time.
No, it's not a fox.
Something begin with an O.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Whatever.
But just being able to go around from planet to planet, and on certain ones you can upgrade your ship, and that's dope as hell. You can upgrade your guns. You can upgrade your armor. All right, you can upgrade your Clank. I mean, there's just so much stuff to do in that game. And
he's a Lombax. Sorry.
Lombax.
It was killing me.
But I think the coolest thing about it was, when you beat a game, you start over and you're like, all right, we're starting from fresh. And it's cool and all, but with Ratchet and Clank is you can start over, but you're starting over what upgraded everything, and there's so many more challenges. And it just keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier. You just keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And it's so much fun.
Man, I ever tell you why I don't have the platinum on the one on PlayStation?
Why?
Ever tell you what happened to me? So I played it all the way through, right?
Oh, he told me about this.
And I got to the end. I beat it. And I was like, all right, cool. Now let me go back to the worlds and collect all the stuff that I missed.
Yeah.
That's all I needed for the platinum. I had everything
Like all the bolts and everything?
All that. And I had a lot of them. I just had to go back and get like 3 or 4. Do you know that my dumbass
Deleted it.
started the game over? So I have all my weapons, but I have to play the game again.
Stupid.
I just deleted it.
stupid.
I just deleted the game.
Why you so stupid?
I
And the
couldn't
worst
believe
part
I
is
did
I'm
that.
playing it now, so thanks for reminding me because I probably would have done the exact same thing. I
Man.
probably would have finished the game, restarted it to continue going, and been like, son of a.
Man, you
Take
know it's
those
not.
L's.
This always happens to me on platinum runs. You know, I had to play Infamous 3 times before I could get the platinum.
And
Oh,
that
I'm
was a
learning from you
terrible
because
start.
I'm not going to do that.
I
I'm not
should've
going to
only
play
played
3
it twice.
times.
What you got to do?
Yeah, I'm definitely doing it
What you
twice.
got to do if you're gonna do an Infamous platinum run is play on hard and do it as soon as the first time that you can actually pause the game. So just be checking. Once you get in the game, you can pause it and turn to hard, and you have to do it in the first few areas, or it won't count. It won't
Definitely.
count as a platinum.
That's good to know for platinums.
I'm
But,
definitely going to try platinum that.
No, Ratchet and Clank was an all-around amazing game, and I think that reach from being a young kid to an adult now, it's still a fun game. It's still enjoyable. It may not be the greatest game in the world for everybody, but for me, it was just an enjoyable game that I could play again and again and again.
All right, it's back to
Bet.
me.
It's all to you. Number
Your boy-
3.
Your boy Peyton. It's my number 3 is definitely Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, Super Nintendo classic.
Okay.
You know,
That is a classic.
it is a classic.
feel like
If
you would've
anybody
put that
wants to
number
come over
2.
to the crib and play, I own it. I have the hard copy. I have a Super Nintendo,
Hard copy.
and it all works. It all works real nice.
Smooth.
But I won't let you play on my save because I'm somewhere at a boss that I have not been able to beat for 18 years.
18 years.
He's impossible to beat. I mean, I've spent hours.
What game is this?
Mario RPG Legend. You know that guy. You know, you see me fight that man.
Yeah.
That one guy.
There's
we got
this
to.
one like he's a extra boss. He's like in RPG games. I don't know if anybody listening has played Mario RPG's Legend of the Seven Stars. I hope you have, because if you haven't, you're missing out. It's basically what started the Mario and Luigi games that are on DS now, but it was on Super Nintendo.
It was lit too.
Super dope. Yeah, I met this just extra boss, and he does not want to die. I mean, he's got so much life, and the level cap, I'm there. My characters are max. They're as strong as you can be, and I can't beat him.
Maybe it's unbeatable.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. So I haven't played in like 4
18
years.
years.
4
Yeah.
years. I haven't played in like 4 years. I try like once every couple years to fight him, and I still can't beat him.
Right.
I thought maybe it was because I was dumb or something. Like it took me way too long to beat Final Fantasy VII, but it was because I was super young and just couldn't think about what
Can't
to
think
do
about
next.
what
We
to
were
do.
done.
I couldn't think about what to do next. So
We
I
were
was
done.
stuck for a long time.
It ha- it
I would get stuck for like a year on
We
Final
were
Fantasy and then go back,
flying-
but like, oh, there we go.
We
All
were
right, sorry.
flying. We were
It's easy.
flying around that world for months,
Like literal real world months. Just
trying to
flying
figure
around.
out what the fuck to do.
Where do we go? You know,
Crazy.
old games aren't really good about.
I could just
Telling you where to
imagine
go.
Peyton sitting there walking into this game room and looking at the Nintendo and going, "Fuck you," for years at a time.
He loves
And
it,
just
but hates it
waiting-
at the same time.
Waiting for 4 or 5 years and going, "All right."
Peyton had an anger problem. He used to throw them remotes.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm either gonna throw you
bad.
this week or I'm beating you.
Man.
It's going down.
And literally, Mario RPG, when you start up the game, it's right outside this guy's room. So you just walk right in. Let's get to fighting.
Let's get to fighting.
I bet I can beat it.
All right. So
His kids are gonna beat that game whenever he decides to have some.
Like, Daddy, you so stupid.
The game is beat. I just can't beat this man.
we on number 2.
Yeah, numero dos.
My number 2 game right now is the Metal Gear Solid series.
Wait, hold on. You can't. There's no specific 1 through 5.
I mean, it's hard to say, man, because it's like an ongoing. It's like a series. From playing it from when I started, because I didn't play the one that was on Nintendo. I started on the one that was on PlayStation 1. Mm-hmm. And talk about a game that keeps you involved and keeps the story going, but does a great job of introducing new elements to the story and new people. But it just continues to build on this story that you've been playing for years. And right now, how old were we when I had that game, Payne?
Metal Gear Solid 1?
Yeah,
Oh, man,
it
that's on
was
PlayStation
1 till now, and they're still building on that story and adding new things in. And
not anymore.
I mean, not no more, but
Kojima's gone.
Kojima's gone. and I saw his next game's coming out with looks
Death Stranding.
crazy.
Yes. Oh, it's weird.
But it looks fucking
looks
nuts.
great though.
But yeah, they built on that, and they just kind of keep you involved. Everything about that game was so awesome. All the stealthy things you had to do, all the choking people out and putting them in lockers, waiting for people to come around the corners, having to be stealthy when you kill these folks. Going from a traditional gaming style when it came to that to the new standard, which is an open world, and you having to like being able to be camouflaged in the bushes and sneak up on everybody, take their bodies so that nobody sees their bodies. The faulting system where you lift guys up and take them to your base and build onto your base and all these different things and making these weapons and getting new suits.
You played 5, right?
Yeah.
And it's a really fun game. I enjoy it. I don't think there's a Metal Gear Solid that came out that I didn't like, except for the riding thing that was kind of a little weird. But I played it anyway just because it was Metal Gear. But yeah,
I didn't play it.
I
heard it was good.
It was cool, man. I always wanted to play as Raiden, just for a little bit, and because they never let you do it enough, and they never let you play as the cool ass characters. There was a fucking ninja that was in the first one that you had to fight. He was a stealthy ass ninja. You ended up killing him, but you wanted to fight like dude. The Gray Fox. You wanted to fight like him because he was super lit. He had like an exoskeleton. He had this crazy ass blade. He was nuts. You couldn't shoot at him because he would just cut up all the bullets. He would just move his sword and cut all the bullets up.
I did actually watch that quite a bit.
You couldn't shoot at him. So in Raiden, in the game they fast forward to 360, you got to be that because that's what Raiden turned into. They turned him into a cyborg, and you could do all that crazy ass shit. And it was just a good twist. It wasn't a conventional Metal Gear Solid. It wasn't tied into the series at all, but it was fun. But yeah, that's my number 2 game.
Money?
My number 2 game, Last of Us.
That's a good game.
Very story driven, very, very great game. Like, I actually clapped because I had never played a game that I could seriously say for myself where, something that actually kept me so immersed and actually having so many feelings for the actual characters in the game on it being, say, like, for what everybody pretty much gave that game, which is a 10. And it was very, very well deserving. I'm not too much of a fan as far as, like, jump scares and everything like that. The game has quite a bit of it, but
it does scare the crap out of you sometimes.
Yeah, especially with those clickers, man.
Oh, God, yeah.
But it's so funny when Joe, he'll find, like, the scissors and just put it on every single weapon that he can find, like, just obnoxiously put it on something that doesn't even need to have.
Did you play the DLC?
No, I've always wanted to do it, but I never got to it. I heard that was really great.
Tripping.
I heard it was really great.
You have it on PS4?
Yeah, I borrowed a friend's copy.
If you had it on PS4,
no,
it
I didn't.
Comes with the DLC.
No, I borrowed a friend's copy. It was The Last of Us remastered.
Yeah, the remastered version comes with the DLC. You can't buy it another way.
Sounds like
I don't think.
No, well, you might be
could've
able
sworn
to.
I
but-
didn't
Because
see.
by the time it was remastered, the DLC had dropped.
So they automatically put the DLC on remastered.
And that's why it was 60 again. That's why they dropped it
I
again.
never
at
realized
60.
it. Anyway.
A whole year later, they dropped it again at 60.
Is
with
that
the
something
DLC.
that you can download?
And it was Game of the Year, what?
I don't know if it was. I don't know that you could. I wouldn't have.
Look,
it
man, Last of Us, just in general though, Last of Us was
I
a great
agree.
game.
No,
It
an
was-
excellent
It
game.
was
Good
a
game.
beautiful
Good game.
game.
Good game. Good game.
And I am so excited that they're coming.
Naughty Dogs. They're the kings. They're the kings
They
of
are.
our generation, of our current,
Hey,
of our last.
I feel like
generations.
you swore up to me up and down that they weren't coming out with another one.
I didn't
did.
think they would. I thought it would have been better
To
They
just let it be.
Left
Just let
it
it be.
alone.
And just
But
let it
I'm
be
excited to
this
see
thing.
where they go, but you know what happens with sequels.
It's always a toss up, but then again, I have some faith because it's Naughty Dog. So
You know what happens with sequels.
Yeah.
Let's slide it over to movies for a second. Look at Avengers 2 versus Avengers 1. The hype it's not the same.
No, he's right. He's right. A lot
And,
of
that's
sequels
what I didn't
die
want.
out.
I didn't want that for The Last of Us, but it looks like it's going to shape up to be something different. I don't know that we're going to be Joel.
Although there are certain sequels that take off and get a lot better, so
That's
we
what I
can't
was-
say that
That's why I was
every
asking if you
sequel's
played
trash.
that's why I was asking if you played the DLC because it's just Ellie. You're just Ellie. You're not Joel. It's before.
I've actually watched.
It's before.
Yeah,
The thing
it's-
is, I
it's
watched
Ellie's
the
story.
I watched the DLC, but I want to play it for
It's how
myself
she
just to get that
it's
under
how
my
she
belt.
gets bit.
And with her friend, and,
Yeah.
and you learn a lot more about her, and it's a very interesting
It's just,
DLC.
and even the combat is different because Joel is a grown man. He's in his 40s,
Yeah,
50s, maybe.
he's old.
and he's strong. And Ellie's a little girl, and you feel like I'm not a little girl, but you feel like someone who's weak and can't do anything. You're very weak. You never just run into battle. You always
Exactly.
sit back and look around and make sure that you fight guys one on one.
Because you're normal. You're not like some
you can't fight
superhuman
guy.
being.
It can't be 2-on-1 when you're just Ellie. It has to be 1-on-1.
Yeah.
You'll get your ass beat.
Especially like in the ending, that was definitely in the snow where she had to
Yeah.
take care. Yeah, but
No spoilers here, even though.
yeah, I was trying to like gloss over without
If you haven't
saying
played, you
There you
should
go, boy.
you should play.
that's
There you go,
definitely
boy.
a great game.
All
Number
right.
2.
So, for my number 2, and this is kind of like a toss-up because, as you can tell, I've been PlayStation 2 biased, and there's a reason I've been PlayStation 2 biased because
Great system.
That's where you had the most fun.
It's where I had the most fun, but it wasn't just that. I feel that games and material for gaming and what it is now and what it used to be, I feel like there are many games that are straying away from good stories. My number 2, I'm gonna say, is Red Dead Redemption.
Ooh,
Okay,
good pick,
okay,
good pick.
okay.
Red Dead Redemption was an all-around amazing game. I played that game so much. It's what gave me a love for funny shooters because that's what it is. It is a funny shooter game. And I thought picking up all these old-style rifles, all these old-style pistols, just the whole old Western feel and running around and fighting clowns and doing crazy stuff. It was just a lot of fun. It was enjoyable. And if you haven't played it, you need to play it because it's a very enjoyable game. It's very interesting. It's wonderful. And it brings back a lot of nostalgia. It was just one of those games that you picked up and you played it again and you played it again. And then when you played multiplayer, you would have so much fun with your friends and these bosses would be doing crazy things. And I'm very excited about Red Dead Redemption 2 that will be coming out, I believe, later this year.
Yeah.
At the end of 2018 here. And I'm very excited for it. I want to see how they bring it back, what they do with it, how they introduce us back into that story because it was such a great story the first time. I'm hoping it'll be a strong story the second time. P?
I'm over here. We're on number 2.
We're on number 2.
Over here struggling on number 2. I won't lie to you.
Oh, you
Was
guys
this-
are going to be
was this,
surprised.
you had to do some soul searching for this one?
I
I got a few honorable mentions too.
I definitely have honorable mentions.
I got-
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know we were
Honorable
doing
mentions.
that.
We,
I'll
we,
just
we
say-
can do some honorable mentions. We
I
don't
have
really
a
got to
few
discuss
honorable-
it, but I'm sure we'll all understand why the honorable mentions exist. Let's see, number 2, because I know what my number 1 is for sure. Number 2,
Are they good?
I think.
I can hear you crunching. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Can you hear me, Crunch?
Absolutely,
I didn't want anybody to
How
be
loud
like,
is
"What
it?
is he talking about? Are they good?" Anyway,
I can hear you crunching. So
I mean, it is.
How loud is it?
It's supposed to pick up my.
it's loud enough for me to know that you're eating some type of Cheetos, some sort of hot fry.
it's Takis.
Some Takis, because I'm
Takis?
Hispanic.
Once again, I don't know any Spanish words. Okay? Yeah, okay.
It's
I
so good.
Don't like where this is
Spicy.
going.
So good.
Spicy.
Super spicy
Yo,
chip.
Can they go? There's a bunch of cars in the driveway.
They definitely can't get out.
They're
Who?
taking Rocky's car.
Who's
They
that?
might be. I guess they're taking my car. I don't care. Are they taking my car?
No, Andy's trying to win. What the fuck?
Was she going through the grass?
Yes.
She could have asked and we would have moved.
I could have moved my car.
All right, so can we get back to this discussion, please?
Yeah, what the hell, guys?
Jesus.
Guys, what are you doing? Is this
Guys.
peep show or something?
She doesn't get stuck in this.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
We're live.
I know we're live.
Get back over here in your number 2, fool.
Okay. Crazy.
Oh my God.
What's wrong with her?
Your girl is crazy, yeah.
What's wrong with
Your
her?
girl's crazy.
Drove through the
She's
grass.
your queen two.
Okay, my number 2 game.
She didn't want to interrupt us, and
No, I
she
feel
doesn't
it.
know how live we are.
I feel it.
And that's probably why she did what she did. She could have just said something.
She's a fantastic
I would've
person.
definitely
Now,
moved
she's
my
taking
car.
for the team just now.
Don't shit talk my soon to be wife.
Oh no, she was drifting out there, bro. She was killing it.
She-
Front wheel drive drifting. She out here.
If y'all shit talk her, I might have to shoot somebody
Listen,
Don't like
with
that.
a BB gun, so it hurts.
You got it, bro. You got it.
Oh.
We in your home.
Number
Yeah,
two.
boo.
Number two.
all right,
You're
my number 2. My number 2. My number 2.
Say
All right, my
home.
number 2.
It's the dog's home.
Is gonna have to be.
Just go ahead and just
don't
Band-Aid, like a Band-Aid, bro. Just
I
say
don't
it.
know. I don't know. I can't stand him.
Trying to hide my crunching.
Well, everybody knows that you're eating now.
Apparently.
It's gonna be Rocket League.
Oh, there it is.
It's gonna be Rocket
There
League.
There it is.
I guess I was
You know
waiting
what?
for
And I you know what? I believe you when you say that.
It's gonna
I
be
definitely
Rocket
believe you when you say
It's
that.
gonna be Rocket
No,
League.
I'm very interested to see what his number 1 is after this because
I
Rocket
wouldn't say.
League
I
being
knew I
number
wouldn't say
2,
that was his number one,
gonna
but
be
I
Rocket
that's
League.
definitely a strong top 2 for him
I play a lot of Rocket League.
every day.
I play every day, even if I have to play one match a day. I have to, or
Just to stay nice.
just to keep my hands ready. Just to keep my hands
Stay
ready.
ready.
Just in case
Just
somebody
to
wants
keep
to
my
come
hands in the
around and
proper
decide
condition
that they
to
think that
beat-
they are nice at
beat a
Rocket League. I'm like,
motherfucker
hey,
up.
actually, I play this game on a regular basis. And
That's
when I
pretty
say
funny.
regular, I say every day.
It's crazy because like it's just
You
like
know-
fight. Believe it or not, it's like Fighter Z. If you don't play for a while, you're gonna be trash.
and he's right because
Yeah.
I play this quite a couple times a week, and I have to play it because it is
You have to play.
a wonderful, wonderful game.
And
I love it.
The best part about Rocket League and being able to be like saying I play it every day sounds like a lot, but Rocket League boots up fast and those matches are fast. And you can play a game and it's a 5-minute game. It's 5 minutes. You can really burn 5 minutes. If you're about to get ready to leave to go somewhere and your girl is taking 5 minutes longer, you could turn Rocket League on and get a whole match in and she's not done by the time you're done. Like,
It's great.
And it's enjoyable.
and it's fun. It's fun.
So enjoyable.
Fast,
Nice.
quick,
Nice.
digestible.
Nice.
And I find myself
Didn't get into it.
I find myself nowadays as I'm older, I less time to game, something like that is the best option for me a lot of the time. Like I'm playing God of War right now and I know I'm gonna have a hard time playing it this week and that's gonna really annoy me. Just because I just don't have I work, everybody I got a regular job, 9 to 5, or whatever. So, I gotta make sure that, my bills are paid. So Rocket League, I used to come home from work and play 4, 5, 6 games of Rocket League.
Not no
And
more.
30 minutes isn't gone by yet. I mean,
We all need a game like that though. Something we can boot
Yeah,
up quick
something that's
and
just
just play
quick.
something
Yeah.
on the fly.
and it's not a cell phone game, even though, I'm not shy. I play cell phone games a lot too.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
We played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh's kids with the cards.
But yeah, Rocket League's my number 2. I know B's never played Rocket League, and I've been trying to get him.
Just not interested.
I've been trying to get him
It's a
into it. You
confidence
know what
booster.
it is? It's one of those games that you kind of have to play because it looks fun. It looks like fun, but playing it is even more fun because they weren't down for it. They wouldn't play, and they came over the house and they were like, "Yo, what is this?" Oh yeah, we're gonna download
The
this.
thing is, because it was free the first
We're
month.
gonna download this
that
right now.
They dropped the game their first month for free.
I've never had a game like
Drop for free.
hook me like that. That was free. Like,
And the crazy part is what, a year and a half later,
I bought it again.
you bought it again
For
on
a
the
Switch.
Switch.
I bought it again
but
on Switch.
when they dropped it, we all got it for free, and we've all had it, and we love it. And then all of a sudden, we start telling our friends to get on, and they're like, "Yo, it's $20." We're like, "Nah, you're tripping."
You're tripping. I'm not
You're
paying
tripping.
$20.
Yeah, you missed me with that.
You missed it.
You missed me with
Yeah,
that.
Rocket League's my number 2. Rocket League my number 2.
Number 1.
Numero uno.
Numero
We know what it is.
uno.
We know you
What's-
guys been waiting for
What's
it.
your number 1?
Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, okay. Oh, he said that earlier. Yeah, you ruined it. It's not even a
Yeah, he-
surprise.
he did. ruin
Game is my number 1 game. I don't think that you can take back or emulate.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't think you can take back or emulate, what it was to actually kind of go through the different levels and the way that story kind of took you through different places. It kind of took you on a journey, man. I don't think you can emulate that. Like
It
that
even broke your heart.
That feeling, it even broke your heart. That feeling that game gave me at that time, and I had never played a game like that. Amazing. I don't think there's a better game that they made at the time. It's probably one of the best games ever made.
And there
and
are far and few games that are like that are like that.
Yeah, and you know, what I mean, anybody who plays any kind of any gaming plays gaming in any kind of capacity, then they know that Final Fantasy has to be like one of the best games ever made. And I had the most fun previously, but it's it's legendary. You know what I mean? It's legendary. You know what I mean? They can try to remake it. They've come out with several Final Fantasies, which all have been good. But I don't think that you can recreate what that game did for me, what you could do in that game.
I really hope the remake's gonna be fire.
I think
the remake's gonna be fire too, but I just feel like
the release
you had to read the text. Like there were no voices till like later. There was sometimes there was voices, like very few and far in between.
There were grunts.
Yeah, but you had to read text the whole time. I didn't hear not one voice and love the shit out of the game. Love the shit out of that game. You know what I mean, once we got into it, because it took me a while to get into that type of game. I guess I had to like get into that area to figure out that I liked it. Once I got in that shit, I'm like, wait a minute, this is crazy. I can do what? And realized that it was similar to like the Pokemon system where you leveled up, and it was a turn-based system. You know what I mean? And you got to customize characters and summons, different moves, different super moves.
I might have to dig out my PSP and let you. I know you never played that Crisis Core.
No,
I might have to dig that up and let you get that.
I think I played a little bit of it.
Oh yeah, super fire.
Yeah, but yeah, man, that is like my number one. I don't that's
I respect it.
Yep.
You know. What's up,
Okay.
man? What's your number one, dog? I mean, since it's not, it might be Monster Hunter.
his number one is Monster Hunter by far.
You ready?
By sure.
You ready?
Monster Hunter next year.
Faux sure.
Pokemon Emerald.
What?
Pokemon Emerald. I loved
Why?
that game. It's just I love it so much. And
Pokemon Emerald.
I always found myself, like I said, coming back to it. It was like the first Pokemon. Like I played all, blue, red, yellow. Great. But
You're talking to a guy who
Has played.
I
every
know,
Pokemon?
but I'm just saying I love
hold on.
that one right there. I feel like, especially because after the Elite Four, they gave you more stuff to do as far as going to the battle arenas and going into the towers and working your way up.
they all have that.
Huh?
They all have that.
Well, I'm talking about like where they really introduce like double battles and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't like double battles.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
double battles. I love double battles. And
like double
that
battles.
and double battles was
When
like
you have
all
two
through that
Pokemon
game.
out?
No,
Or
we're
when you have
talking
someone else
like
with
somebody
you?
else with
Nah,
you.
no.
That was like all through Emerald, and I don't know. I loved that.
I never played
loved
it.
having
I
that.
never played Emerald.
You never played Emerald? Oh man, I was in love. And like even
I play the way I play Pokemon is I play the mainline ones, and I know everyone's there's silver, gold, crystal.
yeah,
Emerald is a crystal. Emerald is like Pokemon Yellow.
yeah. But I'm just
So what was the mainline one for Emerald?
Ruby and Sapphire.
I played Ruby.
I played Ruby as well, and I enjoyed Ruby to an extent. But when Emerald came out, I just enjoyed it so much,
Yeah.
and it was like
I typically don't go out of my way to play
the crystal version.
this extra. I feel like they don't add. For me, it's personally my own
yeah.
opinion. They add stuff, but I play Pokemon for the story. I enjoy grinding out Pokemon, the Pokemon I like.
I think we all.
Thing
grew
is,
up
it
on
was great because
Pokemon.
obviously it still has that, but it gave a little bit more. And
for
like
sure.
I found myself still coming back. I still play it on the. I still play it on the ROMs. I still play it whenever I can on my phone and everything like that. Because I'm pretty sure everybody's done something like that for quite a bit.
Fantastic.
You okay? Good.
Yep, good.
Okay there.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right. But yeah, I always
play-
found
you know-
myself coming back
You know
to
me,
it.
I play all the Pokemon games. I play. I went and bought. I just had an itch one day and realized I hadn't played Pokemon in years. I went and bought a 3DS, and I bought every Pokemon game that I hadn't played. And the last one I'd played was Ruby on Game Boy Advance. That was the game
Yeah.
that I had, and I traded all those Pokemon up to the next one, which was Black or what? No, it was Soul Silver. I played Silver again, so I played Soul Silver,
Yeah.
put all my Pokemon from Ruby to Soul Silver, and then ported all those Pokemon
So
to Black and White,
Black.
then Black and White 2, and then Omega Ruby and Sapphire,
and Sapphire.
then X and Y, and then the Sun and Moon. I play all
I-
those.
But yeah, I mean, I fell off
this
the
next
newer
one comes to
versions.
Switch.
But let's hope.
You didn't play Moon?
I played Moon, but
Yeah,
I
that's the
didn't
new
get.
one.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I like even though
You're talking about Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. See, those are the ones I don't play.
Yeah, I'm just
That's what
saying.
I'm saying,
Like I'm talking about. Even though I played Moon, like it was great, but I didn't actually get to
you didn't beat it?
get immersed like I would as
didn't
far
beat
as the
it?
older versions. No,
Oh, you tripping.
I got really far, but
Nah.
it's just the fact of
I beat Pokemon games over
I didn't have any desire.
Oh, trash! I beat every Pokemon.
I beat
game.
Pokemon games
Yeah,
over
you,
here.
you have to.
No, I didn't. I had no desire to finish that one, but like I always found myself.
You know what it is for me
coming
about
back to
Pokemon
it.
games? And it's why the Switch is so dope. Because you just play wherever, whenever.
I hope
You
this
don't
new
gotta-
one.
You don't got to interrupt anybody.
I
No,
hope
you're
this new one
absolutely
is going to
right.
come. I
That's
hope
what
when this
makes
new one
Pokemon
comes
lit.
out, it's going to be something complete. I hope it's something. Not to say open world,
Oh,
but
we gonna
like
have folks run around here like Yu-Gi-Oh. They see somebody with damn shit on their hip, like you got Pokemon, do it now. I've been looking for
Battle.
you all week. I've been looking
Run
for
it,
you all
son.
week. Run it up.
run it, son.
Hey,
It's
although-
gonna be a little ass kid with the strongest Pokemon in the world trying to trash you.
Although Yu-Gi-Oh was lit when they came out
With the dual discs.
with the dual discs, and
Oh,
you could put them on your
I definitely
arm,
had that. I had
and you
that.
was like, "It's time to duel. Let's go."
I'm not.
Everybody always pull out the perfectly stacked deck. It was
yeah.
always
Crisp.
in order. The crisp stack.
Chris.
In the
I
card
had
box.
the
Bow,
little
bow.
that box with the Velcro
Bro.
piece to hold it
Motherfuckers look-
closed.
They must have been
on
thick
there.
like index cards. They pull
I
them
stay
boys
ready.
out.
I stay ready. Bow.
Just drop your deck right
They
there.
shuffled too.
I might have to go pull up my Yu-Gi-Oh cards one of these days.
Go
What's
ahead.
your number one,
Shuffle
Ralphie?
that thing.
All right,
Emerald.
Emerald, man.
Emerald, man.
I know you guys are
What?
you guys are criticizing me, but I
You're
love
criticized.
It's all right.
He's like
It's trash.
You guys are gonna be surprised at this one. My number one is Prince of Persia.
the ever living what? Okay,
hold on,
so
hold
you
on.
wait, you can't come at me now.
Prince of Persia is super dope. Hold on.
I played Prince of Persia. I know what's going
Prince-
on.
Sands of Time?
All right, hold on. Sands of Time was great. All right. The second one, oh God, what was it?
The one where he could like.
The one where he
transform
turns into the
into a dark, crazy dark
yeah,
version? I don't
yeah.
even
So
know
you
what
had
that was.
Sands of Time, the Two Thrones, but my favorite
Something of the Kings.
was Warrior Within.
A Warrior Within.
And Warrior Within was it was just so good. It was really just so good, so fun. It was enjoyable. I mean, Warrior Within was just an insane game, and just the fact that you could fight monsters and do all this crazy stuff, and then damn, I messed up. Rewind.
Dang, I'm
Oh
about to
shit,
die.
I'm about to die.
cool.
Rewind.
That's cool.
Take it back. I mean, it was just it was a crazy game. It was a crazy game, and just being able to run on walls and do all this like parkour style stuff, and just pull these blades out and stab everybody and kill shit, and run around and be sneaky and quiet, jump off a wall, stab somebody in the face. It was a great game. To me, like I said, I am PlayStation biased. I love everything PlayStation. That's what I grew up on. I mean, really, it was up in the air for number one was Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda,
Okay.
or Prince of Persia. But I have an issue with if I play a game for way too long, I lose focus. And Ocarina of Time was one of those first games that I played for way too long.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time is
Definitely the first one. Right?
And it just
Ocarina
it's
of
not that
Time
you
is-
lose focus, but you have to
There's just
take
so
a
much to
moment away
do.
from it. There's so much to do.
so much to do.
Versus Prince of Persia, you could beat it in a couple days and play it again and again
my
and
thing
again
about
and
current
again and again
games.
and rewind it.
So big. And
It's
Ocarina
huge.
kind of started, but games are so big. It's like I
Yeah,
gotta
they're
stop.
huge.
Yeah,
now
you
because
don't
that's what
you
they
don't
feel
got
like
that
the
kind of
public-
time.
Wow.
You know?
Well, that's what they feel like the public is demanding. So like
Well, back
every
then,
game
back then
is
it
huge.
was a one-off back then with Ocarina of Time. Nothing was ever really that
It
big.
don't have to be that big. Just make it a full game though. Like I feel like
But-
there's
but
a
they
difference
flesh-
between making a
Ocarina
big game
of
and a
Time,
full game.
They're fleshing out the world. They're building a world. But the crazy thing for Zelda is they never go back to these worlds, so it doesn't need to be that fleshed out.
Well, no, I'm just saying like, in
Like
games
Final,
No,
in
he's-
general.
he's right.
Like Final Fantasy, does the world need to be that fleshed out? Because the next Final Fantasy you drop won't be in this world.
Exactly. That's what I'm just saying. It doesn't
Based
have to
off
be
a
a
totally different
big,
character somewhere
huge,
else.
massive game, but
And
just
somehow
make
they
it a
still
full
find
game
Cloud.
at the
But
same
see,
time.
here's the thing. Prince of Persia for me paved the way for, you know, like God of War and those style games where you have a story, you've got big bosses, you've got some legendary items that you're just being a badass with. And it's so much fun to play because it's gory, it's brutal, let's fuck some shit up and let's call it a day. You know, that's what it was for me and I loved it. But you know, we're not going to talk about God of War right now, at least until we finish this up. But going to go on to P. He's going to say Rocket League again.
Is my number one game has definitely got to be Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh yeah, I saw that coming.
Yeah, I was not surprised at all.
Like I probably should have said it before you did.
I'm not B. I'm not gonna tell you that all the Metal Gears are good. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
You was definitely in love with 4.
You were in love with 4.
Listen,
every last one of them things was good.
Listen, 5. Listen, you know what? I like 5. I think 5 is a great game.
You didn't like 1?
I like 1 too, and I like Twin Snakes. You know, I like 3. You know,
Yeah.
But
That
I like Portable Ops. I like the one on the PSP. I like that.
I mean,
like that
Phantom Pain was a game changer.
Phantom Pain is cool. It's just I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't played that game, so I can't really.
I think that they've played it. The game's free.
All right, cool. Listen, you're not Big Boss. That's not Big Boss.
Yeah, it's not Big Boss.
You're someone who thinks he's Big Boss.
Yeah.
That's not Big Boss.
But you only get because
and hold on. For me, the end of Metal Gear's story, the end of Solid Snake, the guy who we have been playing since Super Nintendo, dies.
He died a long time ago.
No. I'm talking about Solid Snake. I'm not talking about Naked Snake. I'm not talking about Big Boss. I'm talking about Solid Snake. The guy that we've been following and playing as dies in 4. Like, that's his last game.
Yeah.
He's finna die. Mm-hmm. He's right at death's door. He's about to kill himself, decide he's going to live the rest of his life, however long that is, which isn't long because he's rapidly aging.
Yeah.
But Metal Gear Solid 4 just... Everything about that game was fantastic. I think I played Metal Gear Solid 4 8, 9, 10 times probably. Beat it all the way through. I'd have a platinum.
It was a great game.
I'd have a platinum if they had platinums on that game when it first came out. But by the time they put platinums in the game, I wasn't doing those crazy runs anymore. I was just doing regular playthroughs to do the story again. But the story was super long, like I liked. The cutscenes were super dope and long and magnanimous for no reason, and it's just all fun.
It was super
dope. You know, Metal Gear is the type of game you can go through. So 5 doesn't really have bosses, and I hated that. It doesn't really have any boss fights. It doesn't have anybody like you go in there and you gotta. That was weird for me.
They had boss fights.
No, they didn't.
You had to fight quiet. I mean, not quiet. You had to fight the
that big robot,
the sniper dude.
In 5?
He wasn't in 5.
Talking about 3.
That's 3.
You talking about Snake Eater.
Yeah, you're right. No,
okay.
They weren't bosses. You just
there were 0 boss fights in Phantom Pain.
You just fought you fought the one big Metal Gear
at the end.
Yeah,
that was the only. But Metal Gear Solid 5, you got a special patch for not killing any bosses. You didn't have to kill the bosses. You could just put them to sleep. Just put everybody to sleep in that game, and that's a crazy way to play. Like, that's why I like Assassin's Creed. I like Assassin's Creed because nobody's ever gonna see me because I don't want them to, and that's the best part about Metal Gear. Like, nobody's gonna see me. I'm hiding. I'm hiding.
Stealthy.
And I'm killing. I'm putting you to sleep. And then the online, man, Metal Gear Solid Online was so dope. My CQC was max on there. So if you ran into me, you ran into my guy, his name was Mr. Hessen.
It was so crazy. It was like it wasn't fleshed out for that online mode though.
What?
No, I'm talking about as far as like linking up and stuff like that.
What do you mean?
As far as like trying to have a lot of different game modes and also trying to play with your friends at the same time as well.
I didn't want to play with nobody on there because I was ruthless. The team could get it too. I'm not playing.
The team could get it too.
Metal Gear Solid was a PvP where you could be fighting and, you know, your team member's not doing the right thing. Put that man to sleep real quick. And my CQC was so high that if you saw me and you were my enemy and I was as close as you are to me, I'm taking all your guns in one move. I mean, primary, secondary, sleep, and I'm leaving you there. You got more points for not killing. Yeah, you got more points. I was always at the top of the map because I'm just collecting guns all game.
That's dope.
Collecting guns. Got everybody's weapons. It was just so in depth. And then you didn't need to talk to anybody because your character could speak. You could, I had a keyboard hooked up to my PS3 for a long time. You could just type in commands and he would say what you wanted him to say. So you didn't need to talk. You'd be like, oh, guy on the right, guy on the left. They're flanking. You could say all the things that you need to say. Your character, he could speak it. So didn't need a mic. It was a dope game.
I mean,
super dope game.
It is dope. I think the
and all my Metal Gear fans out there, lolly lule low.
Lolly lule low. That's so funny. I thought that name was so stupid. So funny. I have a few.
You can make your character say that, and that's all. I used to run around the map and be like, lolly lule low, and then everybody else starts doing it. It's just hilarious.
I have a few honorable mentions.
Go ahead, list them off.
The first one is Digimon Card Battle.
Okay, that's respectable.
Digimon Card Battle.
I like that. You know, I've been looking for a Digimon Card Battle game.
Great game. Me and Peyton, my decks on there were so crazy.
I deleted it.
He deleted them, but
I lost it.
So crazy. Live 03.
Set it off.
Live 03 was
NBA Live 03.
Kobe was Jesus on there. He was like, it was nothing that man couldn't do. And then AI was doing everything. You know what I mean? I had one. Oh, the first Marvel versus Capcom.
What?
Yeah,
I'm an MVC2 type dude.
For P, I like the first one. I also like Mega Man X4 for the PS.
I would say this. I would say the series. I would say the X series, Mega Man X series, and the fact that it's coming back. I'm gonna be playing all those guys. You want to know platinum? I'm getting Mega Man Platinum.
Yeah, Mega Man is another honorable mention.
Definitely a huge honorable mention with Mega Man.
I heard you was going to do it in Mighty Number. No,
Mighty Number 9's trash.
Who told you that?
I heard you say it.
Who told you that?
Trash.
Off mic, off the show.
Mic.
I said that.
I heard you say it.
Okay.
And
I heard it.
One. I guess it's only right that I mention Pokemon as an honorable mention because I did play a shit ton of Pokemon and I played a lot of different ones. And we were the originator. We started from Red and Blue. I started at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, me too.
And went all the way up to everything. You know, I've played everything. I have everything.
We between us, we always had all the Pokemon. He'd get one and I'd get the other one.
Yeah.
So I had red because red he had blue.
Yeah.
I had silver. He had gold.
No. So we played from the very beginning. We kind of that's another honorable mention just because it was so instrumental to like handheld gaming. Actually getting to battle people and stuff like that. But out of my honorable mentions, my favorite one is the Digimon Card Battle.
What you got, man? You got any honorable mentions?
I only have two. Mad Max.
What?
And God of War 5. I'm telling. Like I want to keep it to basically just to my 5 because I said what I said and I don't really.
No, I'm just saying games that you wanted to make the list.
So weak.
I know it's weak.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying games.
I just want to leave it. I just
like
want
the
to leave
games.
it. I already said NFL Street and I
just said honorable mentions like something that was also a favorite that didn't make your top 5.
Yeah,
NFL Street.
No, I'm just saying like
it might be weak, but I'm weird because I like hits. Like you can hit stick in regular NFL games.
NFL or NBA?
NBA Street was lit.
NBA Street was lit.
No, I'm talking about NFL.
He's right
Street.
though. NFL Street was
NFL
kind of
Street
crazy too. It was wild as hell.
Insane.
No, all I'm saying is you only got 3. There's not no game. You weren't tussling with no Mad Max. You just started playing Mad Max. You don't got nothing other than those 3 games.
Madden 05. There's another one.
Madden 05 was.
That's when they first came out with the truck stick.
You mean 2K5, my nigga? You tripping?
No, 2K5 was crazy, but nobody else wanted to play that with me. They made that game $20 so that you could get it and compare it to Madden yourself, and it was better. Madden.
It was killing Madden.
They had everything that these guys have now back then. Even the graphics look better.
That's when EA bought that license. They bought
that because
when they made 2K, they were like, no more.
They had a crazy game, bro.
Never again.
T.O. was on the cover. I remember. I wouldn't bought that game.
My honorable mentions. Kingdom Hearts.
Ooh,
fuck! Oh my god! I can't believe I did that to myself.
Well, I mentioned the RPG, so I figured it was
Good one.
Kingdom Hearts 2 for me. I love
has
Kingdom Hearts
always been a great game. I mean,
Yeah,
growing
you didn't
up,
want to honorably mention
Oh
that.
my god!
You
I
disrespected
can't believe
it.
I did this.
Oh,
You
I-
disrespected it.
You're
I have
super
failed you.
disrespectful.
I'm so sorry. I have failed you.
Disrespectful. What else you got?
It's all right. He's a trash
This is really
gamer.
gonna kill me now.
What else
Jack
you
and
got?
Dexter.
Okay. Yeah, I like
Oh,
Jack.
yeah.
Jack
I played all
and
Jack.
Dexter
I like
was
that.
always fun. And
They
just
don't make games like that.
they don't make games like they used to anymore, and it upsets me.
Gex. Remember Gex?
I do remember
gecko.
Gex, but it upsets me that games have come such a long way, and now what we're stuck on is, hey, let's run around this open world.
They're bringing it back. They're bringing it back.
They started
Spyro's
bringing it
coming.
back.
Spyro's coming.
back.
I-
Spyro was a great game.
Spyro's a great game, and that was another one that I was about to say. But here's the thing: they're bringing back all these old games, and they're not really making it old style. They're trying to make what people are doing now, and mixing the old games, and it's some of it clashes. Some of it works, some of it clashes.
Right.
I don't know.
And it
Because
takes
Crash
away.
Bandicoot is pretty.
No.
versatile.
I'll tell you what I think happened with that. Crash Bandicoot always played bad.
Yeah,
it
and
was so
they.
good.
But thing
And
is,
so-
they
and
stay
so-
true to it. They stay
And
true
so
to
they
it.
brought it back, and they
It
were
was a
like,
great
well,
game.
it still plays bad.
It looks good, but
here
it still
it is.
plays bad.
Here it is. I don't
But the
think.
thing is, they stay true to it.
I don't think Spyro ever played bad.
Spyro
Spyro
never
did
played
not
bad.
play bad. I think Spyro is going to show better on current gen.
Spyro was a great game.
I think the only thing that was wrong with Spyro that you could clearly tell: graphics.
Terrible graphics.
Terrible.
I always wanted the graphics. to be
But
better.
you know what though? When I first got PS1 and that was the first game we got, it was the
looked
most
crazy.
amazing
No,
shit we'd ever seen because we just came from 32-bit. So you know what I'm saying, to come over here some 3D shit, motherfuckers bouncing around. You shooting fire. You can
He's
run all
when
over the
when
place.
you're not playing, he start doing different stuff, like looking
Yeah.
at the camera, looking at you, like
You're
when
running
you
all
play.
over the place trying to headbutt everything.
Mario 64 used to do that a lot too.
I got some honorable mentions. GTA 5.
Nice.
Yes.
GTA 5.
Nice.
We're definitely about that. That's,
Oh, yeah.
that's what
You
we're
said
about.
Kingdom Hearts for me. I don't got to say that.
Nice.
Let's see, GTA 5, Zelda,
We know you don't like
Zelda
Siege.
Breath of the Wild. I didn't put that on my
We get
list.
trashed way too many times.
Super-
Get in, loser. We're playing normal.
Super Mario Odyssey. I didn't put that on my list.
Odyssey, I really want to play Odyssey. I've seen you play. I've seen some gameplay, and I think it's an interesting game. But with all the games that I'm playing right now, I can't
lot.
touch it. It's a
Yeah.
lot.
I
a
you
lot
know
of
what?
games you can't touch
I got
right
my
now.
Switch at a perfect time where there was nothing new really coming out I wanted to play, and I played. I killed Odyssey. I killed it. I still have to. I don't have. I think I might have like.
Would you
200
say
stars.
Rabbids is also honorable mention?
No.
Rabbids isn't a game that's like a great game. It's a fun, silly game. It's not like
It's not something I'm going to remember in 10 years.
yeah. It's a
In,
silly
tw-
game.
in 20
That
in,
matters.
in 20 years, I'm going to be like,
That
remember that
matters.
Rabbids game? But it's the least played game that I have on my
if you
Switch.
remember Rabbids in 20 years,
Hats off. To
that's hats off to you.
you. Let's see. I really want to get into it. I want to, give a shout out to Forza Horizon. Making Forza's rigid simulation more arcadey. I love that. It's great. It's a
Was
great
that the
feeling.
one that I was playing the other day
Where
at your
my
house with
yeah.
the
when you
240?
can drive wherever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. That was an interesting,
Horizon,
fun game.
you don't got an Xbox. When you do get one, Horizon is the game you need. Horizon is that Need for Speed feeling, gets rid of the simulation. You can go drive on the track if you want to, but you don't have to. You can just drive around the streets.
You don't want to be a pirate anymore?
I'm not going to give a shout out to Sea of Thieves because they got to do some work. Destiny 1, getting my shout out.
Super shout out.
Getting my shout out for sure.
Destiny 1 was
Dragon Ball
a very
Z,
legitimate
Dragon Ball
game.
Z Fighters.
Crazy game.
Getting the ultimate shout out from me.
That was probably one of the best. That's probably going to go down as the best fighter to drop this year. I don't know if they're going to have another one.
I've recently fallen off Street Fighter, sadly.
It's
But
boring.
It
I'll-
happens.
I'll go
boring.
ahead and give a shout out to Street Fighter 4. And
See-
I'll give a shout out to
I felt that way about Mortal Kombat that I just
Marvel
fell
vs.
away from
Capcom.
It's boring.
it. It gets boring.
The
You
Marvel
know-
Marvel vs. Capcom that was on PS3.
There's another honorable mention. Injustice, man. Injustice 1 and 2. Fire.
All right, let's get it. Let's get into this next discussion. We kind of
we
want
absolutely need to.
to keep this as non-spoiler as possible. We
God of
want to
War.
talk about God of War.
God of
We want
War.
to talk about where you guys are and
The
how
War
you
God.
feel about it so
Let me
far.
spark it off because I have clearly played the
least
amount of it. One of the most impressive things that I've seen.
Living up to the hype?
Definitely lived up to the hype. First of all, definitely lived up to the hype.
And let's keep it. Let's try not to mention any specifics.
I'm not gonna make
no
mention any
spoilers,
specifics.
preferably
No spoilers.
for anybody out there, because like we said, like we may not have said it earlier, but we want to focus more on just giving you the good ideas of games and what we like and dislike, but we don't want to spoil it because
maybe we'll spoil
we
it next
know
week.
everybody isn't made of money. And sometimes it may take you a couple weeks,
And
or it may
neither
take
are
you
we.
some time, or you're playing something else and you can't
clarify
get
that.
it.
Hey, look, keep listening to us and
So-
get your friends to subscribe. Be number 2,000 or something, and get you this game free. And who knows what happens?
Yeah,
I mean, shoot, we might send you, like we said, a bottle of Henny and God of War.
there you go.
Absolutely.
That's a good night. But
Stay lit.
I like to take that. I like the angle they're coming from as far as the story is, where they're coming from with the story, and just something cosmetic. I love the way how it from cutscene to gameplay, it's seamless. Like there is no.
A lot of times.
There's nothing that changes. Like it goes from the cutscene and it stays. It looks just like the cutscene as you're playing in the gameplay. And
a lot of
feel like
times I
that's
just keep
amazing.
playing through the cutscene because I'm not sure.
You don't really know. It's so seamless.
Oh yeah, like when you're still pushing forward, like if you gotta.
There's
if
not
you
even a
something out,
small
you think that-
loading logo in the corner. It just
There's nothing.
goes right into it, and I'm like, yo, that is fire.
It's crazy.
Crazy. So even though I haven't played as much as you guys, that's one thing that I saw. that I
Without
really
getting
enjoyed.
specific, that first big battle.
Oh my
And-
god!
You did that, right?
Depending on who we talking about.
The first
the
big battle.
the first.
Huh?
The troll?
No.
The
We're not saying what it was or what
Yeah.
we fought, but there's a big battle. There's an
I haven't
actual
done it yet.
boss
That
encounter,
guy.
a boss encounter.
He's got
Not yet.
tattoos. Let's just say he has tattoos.
Not yet. I haven't gotten there
Okay,
yet.
cool.
So see, here's
Dude,
my
So
thing.
we're not
Look
so
at
we're
look at
not-
me. Look at me.
Let
It's
that man.
oh
gotta look
my
at me.
I haven't
god.
gotten there yet.
It's oh my god.
Here's
You gonna get
what I
there?
gotta say about it. Yes, the transition is seamless. It's
Yeah.
beautiful,
Right.
and I love it because I used to hate having to transition into boss battles, and the screen cuts in, goes black on the bottom and the top, or it does whatever it's
It goes to a
doing. You got
loading
the
screen real quick, then pop in the
loading
gameplay.
screen.
Like oh,
And
here's
it-
the guy you gotta beat now.
Yeah.
And it takes away because sometimes you see something out of the corner of your eye and you're like, damn, that looks like something I should be picking up. But then you go to loading screen and then you get pulled away and you do something else
start
and
you
you
out somewhere
forget
different.
You know
all about it.
You know something else I was watching too? This might be weird. Like, you know, when he's talking, sometimes I pan the camera around to see if they're really talking and if the mouth is moving
Yeah.
and they're talking.
Oh,
you
they
know what I
definitely
mean?
are. They
And it
definitely
doesn't matter where you are on the board. Whenever they're talking, you look at them, they're still engaging like they're talking to each other.
Yep.
And it's nuts to me. I feel like they pay
Like they're not moving
a
their
lot
head
of attention
around.
to detail.
They paid a lot of attention to minor detail
Yep.
that counts to, you know, big gamers such as yourselves that like Dragon Ball Z and all these games where it's the little details that
That
kind of
matter.
make the game.
Just like they have, even when if you have to stop for a second, they have a lot of idled dialogue still as well, and it's
nice.
always different.
It is always different. I love
Or
it.
like even if you mess up with something, they'll be like,
So out of Money and P, which one of you have played more?
Me.
he's barely ahead of me, but we're both really far.
Barely.
Okay, because I'm a
Oh
little.
no, I was still playing. Like,
I'm a little farther
actually,
than B.
But before I got off, I was really close to you. But you probably stayed on a lot longer later
did.
on that night.
You
I
got off
figured
before
that's
me.
something that you probably did.
I think
But we're both
that
really far.
I didn't get off till like midnight.
I think that just the way they designed it, how there's a lot of things that you can customize and upgrade. I think that the way
yeah.
they have the
Definitely.
character built now, and as you upgrade, you really see what you're affecting and how you're putting into it. And I think it's a
Man.
pivotal
The
moment
enchantments that you
I
can
wanna-
put on.
I'm
Yep.
not
skills that you
sure
can
if this
do.
is. It's not really spoiler because everyone knows that he's using ice.
Yeah,
now.
that's pretty much it.
And I think that says a lot about Kratos
Because he wasn't about
that
that.
his power is ice
Because he definitely wasn't
because his power is raging, uncontrollable fire.
Yeah.
And I feel like it changed. It's ice now, and
This
it's
man is
kind of
Todoroki.
it's kind of talk. No, it's
And no, it talks a lot about his personal
It's talking
character.
about what his personality
Yeah, I
has
know.
gone through, the changes he's gone through, is becoming a father, how it's changed
he's
him.
definitely not as
It's
pissed
brought-
off as he
yeah,
used to be.
it's brought him down. And if you look at the description of the axe, it says something like the hot raging flames of fire. But
And it's ice.
but ice. But then it's like but it's cooled. and brought
Very
down.
misleading.
And
it's like-
and
Male.
you know, me myself as a
Male.
new father, you know, the mail truck came last week and they didn't drop anything off. They just kind of drove through here, so it threw me off last week because the mail doesn't technically come on Sundays.
Well,
It's,
USPS does.
USPS only drops Amazon
Amazon,
packages
pretty
on
much.
Sundays.
That's what it is.
That's why they're out
They
there.
don't drop
But
mail.
Keeping
no,
them in
it's
business.
just, you know, myself as a new father, I have a newborn, and you know all that. If you are a person that, you know, has anger issues or personal problems or just anything in general, you know, having a kid kind of dials that back in, you know. And I'm not saying I have those issues, but it's relatable to me as a father, because once you have a child, just the care that you take and where your focus is switched to and how your whole personality and who you are as a person, your character, it takes a change. It takes a turn, because it's not about yourself anymore. It's not about your needs and your wants. There are, you know, other people there now that you have to take care of, whether you want to or not. You know, it's your responsibility, and as a man, you have to step up and take that.
My
And
man
you
Kratos, he's not a good dad.
he's not a good dad.
I feel like he's trying though. I feel like he's
But you
definitely
can-
trying.
He's trying.
You
He's
can
trying.
see him.
He's trying.
He's conflicted.
He doesn't know how to be
Yeah.
a dad.
He's
And
definitely-
as somebody that has been in his position, his story, his history, to see where he's gone from and where he's going to, you can see the
that's a
confliction.
You know what's
huge
crazy
180.
is-
That's a huge 180.
What's crazy is they, you know, he's not. His wife doesn't get introduced. She's already passed away when the game starts. I'd be really interested in her character because
Is that considered a spoiler?
it can't be because it happens at the
Yeah,
beginning.
No, it's at the
It's
beginning.
it's
okay, I was just trying to
implied.
make sure. I'm
It's
sure.
implied.
I
Like
want to
that's
be like, whoa, bro.
that's the plot of the game is that they're
Basically.
doing something with her ashes. Like that was in the cutscenes or with
E3.
the E3 thing.
Keep it rolling.
But what kind of woman was she? You know, what was she? What was she? That's something I find myself like, even though I'm so far, like, man, I was
Very
like, man, I
curious.
wish they'd do a cutscene and like,
Flashback.
because he talks about her. As far as I am, like he talk, like they have that dialogue, like Last of Us dialogue,
And they
and he talks about her, and they talk about her, and I'm like, man, I wish I knew who she was or what she was like. That'd
and
be
they
cool.
hint
But
at her.
I think it may or may not. And even if they don't, I'd be cool with them just talking about it.
and they hint at her, and it is interesting because, you know, going from Kratos, you follow the story of him and his son, and you see how his son is and the way he reacts and how he talks and what he does.
He's clearly
And
angry.
He's very angry, but
His son has clearly got an anger issue
But
that he
here's
doesn't
the
know how to
thing.
control.
with the story with the mother is he has these problems and these just issues that he's dealing with, and it makes you wonder how his mother raised him
Right.
and
Wait
what
till
she
you
did.
Get a little further.
Yeah.
You'll get a little more insight
It'll
on
No,
it.
and I know I
it'll
will, but
definitely
it's
open
it's
up
it's
for you.
a beautiful story to look at, because anytime you play a video game, it's death, destruction, havoc,
Yeah.
wrecking
Yeah.
things. And I feel like we did a 180 with this game. I feel like, yes, there is all of that, but there's also what
Peace
made
and
this.
serenity.
There's peace and serenity, but it's also what made this, and where we want to go and how we are trying to reconcile with our demons. And I like the idea of that. It's a very interesting idea.
So everybody think it's living up to the hype so far.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I
Without a
absolutely
doubt.
do.
You know what's crazy? This might take it like that was an off the cuff top 5. That's not like my sit down, listen and list it. I was just thinking of games that I like off the top of my head. If I was gonna make a list, this feels like it could be top 3 already.
Definitely.
Already for me, it feels like it could be top 3.
I gotta play a little bit more.
It
You
feels top 3.
definitely do,
And for
'cause
I gotta play
Metal
it.
Metal
It's
Gear
definitely
Solid
worth it.
4 has been my favorite game since I've played it. Period. I bought my PS3 to play that game. I had the Metal Gear Solid 3, the Metal Gear Solid 4 PlayStation 3. Like, this game wants to take that from me.
I think God of War would take place in my top 5, but like B said, I do want to take a little more time and dive really into this because
I'm not going to say anything prematurely.
Yeah, for sure. You guys aren't as far as me, but I'm saying that for sure. This feels
definitely
like it's gonna replace something.
There have been a couple games that have let me down at the ending. That's why I don't want to jump ahead and make that conclusion.
I didn't honorably mention Uncharted. I'm sorry.
I was just about to say that.
Uncharted.
Wow.
It's
I
a
was
good
literally just about to say that.
That was
Uncharted.
disappointing.
Uncharted.
A little bit.
What? Uncharted?
It was a good
I'm-
ending, but like
you
I
played
feel
them all?
like-
As
Huh?
far
Have you played them all?
as-
Yeah, I
You're
did.
tripping.
As far as
I'm talking about
satisfaction,
the most
as far as a storyline that draws you in and satisfaction.
How was it disappointing?
I've had the most fun playing that game. That game, like when I played 4, I was completely sucked in.
This
you know
man
what I
said
mean?
it
Like
was disappointing just now.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Like, I think I was always hoping that there would be a hint of more because,
There
like,
was.
you know, when
There was.
for the daughter and everything
There was
like that.
There was a hint for more. You didn't play the DLC.
I'm talking about, you know,
You didn't play the DLC. There was a hint for more. You got to play if you're gonna talk about it, you got to have played the whole
yeah,
thing.
whatever.
Yep.
I'm talking about for the average person that always doesn't get to play the DLC for every single.
I play the DLC of every game that I love.
If you love a game, you will
I play
go ahead
everything
and buy
about
the
it.
DLC. It's just what it is. I played Witcher, and even though the DLC was included, I played everything. And even after stuff still came
talking
out,
about that last
I
one,
went
right?
ahead and played the hell out of it. Because you know what? Witcher 3...
I'm surprised that wasn't on your list.
I know because
Now-
me and him talked about this last night. We was like, dude, that's gonna be in your top
for
five.
sure.
There
it's gonna be
was a personal struggle with Witcher 3. At the
And
point in
what?
time...
Witcher 3 and what? What was the competition?
'Cause you
No.
got really far
There
in
was
that
a
freaking
personal
game.
struggle within the game of why it didn't make it on my list.
Oh,
I found it to be a tad bit repetitive.
yes.
And
little bit.
there were points in the story that I felt were irrelevant that just felt like something was drawn out.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
The game was all around great. The actual,
Nitty-gritty.
the nitty-gritty from the beginning to end, it was great. Good story, enjoyable game. I loved it, but there were many parts where I felt that
Like, I'm trying to find my daughter, but I got to find this guy's ghost kid first.
Yeah.
no, man, this guy lost a sack of sugar. I guess I better go find it, bring it to him,
sack of sugar.
so he can point me in the direction of a stone
Sound like a
monster
pedophile to me.
that's
Hey, give me
3
this sack of
trees
sugar
down and to
first,
the
and I'll
left.
show you this huge, gigantic.
And I got
monster
this
that's
horse that
terrorizing
won't come when I
everybody.
call it.
Yeah, you got a horse that
Oh,
won't
Roach
come when you
was,
call it, and
Roach was annoying.
terrible runner, terrible horse.
Metal Gear's got a better horse.
Yeah, but no. Either way, I
didn't
want
think
to.
Roach was that bad.
I think I want to reel this back in.
Yeah, for
you know,
sure, for sure,
coming
for
back
sure.
from God of War, coming back from our top 5. I just kind of want to go around the room and just, how did you guys buy your game? Because I know I bought mine physically. It came with
I feel like
3 shields
Dang it.
and some free content there. And I love the physical aspect of having a game, but I do like digital. I run out of space a lot.
I bought the digital collector's edition, the $69.99 guy. I get a free pen that's coming in the mail. It's going to be fantastic.
You get a free penis coming in the mail?
yeah,
disgusting.
that's what it sounded like. Isn't it?
Okay.
You are disgusting.
I get a free pen.
A pen. Okay.
Pen.
Oh,
Pen. A
pin.
pen.
Is that short for penis?
Nasty.
What's wrong with you guys?
It sounded like you said penis originally.
What's
I'm not
wrong?
even gonna lie to you.
What's wrong with these guys?
Abbreviation.
I got the digital copy. Now I believe in a balance. I have physical copies and I have digital copies. You know what I mean? I just kind of pick and choose what it is. Like this game I decided to digitally download it. I went and bought Dragon Ball Fighters. I have a physical copy of that. I go and buy my 2Ks. A lot of my sports games. I have a physical copy of Uncharted. But I downloaded Ninja Storm.
I have a physical copy of Uncharted, but I have the collector's, the one in the tin, and I've got the book and all that.
I feel like we
Money?
really can't get into it unless Tone is here.
No,
because he's gonna-
no. We'll
It's cool. We're going to get
It's
into
cool.
it. Tony ain't here.
But,
what did you
know.
buy? Physical or
Oh,
digital?
definitely digital. If anything, I'm 90% digital. nowadays.
And here's the breakdown that I want to come across as, because you said you buy some physical, buy some digital. B.
Yeah.
I buy my long story, 1-player games
Right.
physical, and the reason for that is, one, if my PlayStation ever breaks, I've always got it. But I always find that some of those games I do like going back to. I played Witcher. 1.5 times. I say 1.5 because I went halfway back through the story, couldn't finish it. God damn, it's too long. But there are some one-player games that I have gone back and I've played again and again and again, and just having that physical copy on there, whenever I want to pull it out and play it, I like that aspect of it. Doesn't matter where I'm at, what I'm doing. I feel like my digital copies come a lot from multiplayer games.
I don't know. I feel like the only real benefit for like physical copies is, if your friend can't afford it or if he wants to try it out, hey, here's the physical copy. Try it out. Get it back to me whenever you're done or you don't feel like doing it no more. But like I feel like with physical copies, especially like if you have too many and then there's these games that you want to play, like you got to switch them out all the time. And then you got to keep up with them as well. If you don't have like a proper system.
But let me.
I can see that in your case because I'll tell you what happens. Manya. I was like, yo, Manya. He was like, yo, imagine I lost it.
Yeah, like especially like
Manya's good for losing a game for years.
And then I come up and find like Final Fantasy 15. I left it at my friend's house by accident, and I didn't have it for a whole year.
Well, see, here's my thing, and I get where you're coming from. The whole losing it.
Me neither.
I don't
lose.
Then what's the point of having them on physical?
Here it is. I just like
away.
to have physical games. And it doesn't even necessarily matter. Like Rafa has his stuff down to a science where he gets his multiplayer on there. It's just literally how the fuck I feel. Like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go buy 2K today. I want the physical copy. Or next time it come out, I might download the shit. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. It's just all about how I feel. If I want the physical copy, I go and get it. Sometimes I like to go get the fucking shit from the game store. That's it.
I don't know. I feel like the only other real benefit is for physical, if you have Amazon Prime, it's $10 off for new games.
That's fine, and then I can trade my games in if I want to.
Same thing.
I mean, I feel like
absolutely.
It's the same
I
thing.
feel like that's
Trade in
dying though
digital.
too because
It's the same thing at Best Buy.
I can trade in
I
my
I don't
games.
know.
off.
And
I can
I think
trade in my
also the
games if I want
reason
to.
why I do digital a lot more now is because I was able to get me I got it. Thank you. I was able to get a 2 terabyte external hard drive for $60. Right. That's 2 terabytes, and you can just put every game on.
You're right. You're right.
You're right. It's there.
You're right. You're right. But like I said, sometimes I just like the experience of getting up, going out, and going to buy my game. I like going to the game store. Oh, super pause. I like going to the game store. I like going to the game store and looking at. I like going to the game store.
What was you
Two
thinking?
brothers over here thinking about something wrong.
There you go. I like. It's too. What time is it, man? It's way too early to be being gay right now. It's 10:20.
No offense, we like gay people. It's fine.
I definitely have friends that are gay people. It's fine. But I like going to the game store and actually just kind of looking through what they have up there. You know what I mean?
It's dead now.
It's dead. I like going to the game store.
What do they sell at the gay store? What do they sell there?
Couldn't resist
Enlighten
himself.
us.
He tried to hold it in and just say, "Hey, you know what? Fuck it. What do they sell at the game store? You son of a bitch."
No, but you're absolutely right. There's something about opening up that fresh, brand new game.
I'll say
that smell of new plastic.
And you can still trade it in if you don't like it. Like, I mean, if you're done with it, if it's one of them games like a God of War, if you blow through that and you don't want to play through it again, you can just trade it in and trade up, get a store credit, get another game, get a few different games. They always have some sort of deals going on at these stores.
Because you can't trade in digital.
I feel like not at GameStop because the only deals they got is like on used games majority of the time.
That's cool with me. I'll go get a used game.
I mean, as long as it works.
Yeah, I'll get a used.
But I mean, it's something. It's also lots of times something you don't want to.
I got it for a discounted price. You know,
I feel like you got a better shot at like Best Buy or something.
It's not true.
All right,
it's not true. When I pick up my collection is probably about 60-40, something like that. I got more digital than physical, but every now and again I do run into I will. There are games that I do want to have physically. It's just games that I do want to have.
I mean, I could understand that, and there's always
I was really upset when my Ultimate Ninja Storm is digital, and I was pissed because that's not what I pre-ordered.
Mine is physical.
That's not what I ordered. I ordered a digital one, and I went to GameStop, and he gave me a digital code. I'm like, yo, why did I wait up here why did I buy a digital code from you? Why would I do that? Why would I come up here and buy a digital code from you? They sell it at PlayStation. This is stupid. Yeah. This is really stupid.
No, it is dumb.
But I have 2 PlayStations. It's convenient to have it digitally. And sometimes I'm sitting down playing. I'm like, well, I guess that disc is in the other one. I guess I'm playing something else. Like it is what it is.
'Cause
But
you don't wanna have to go
then at
over
the same time, I've got a terabyte. I've got one PlayStation that's terabyte, one PlayStation that's a 500 gig, and I do delete a lot of stuff. But
So let
it
me
is what
ask
it
you
is. It
this.
downloads pretty quick.
But yeah, I give you the physical copy as far as like fighting games. I
Like I
feel
said,
like
for me, it don't
Nah,
matter.
you could just go over somebody's house and download
Yeah.
it if that's
Yeah.
it's
for me, he's got a point.
because
oh, really, Ralph?
the
You
reason
got a
the
point,
reason
Ralph?
physical doesn't make sense to me.
A point.
The reason physical doesn't all the way make sense to me is you bought the disc, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still do the same download I do.
Right.
It's still the
Absolutely.
same. You're still gonna download the same thing I download if
Right.
I download it
But
digitally.
then there's a risk of losing that.
no.
physical copy.
No,
That's just you.
That's just
you.
You
That's
are
just you.
You are
Oh,
irresponsible.
we're going
with
off
your
of
stuff.
personal opinions,
You're right.
right?
You're right.
You're
And I was
broken.
just, and I was just making sure
Personally
you knew.
irresponsible.
You are broken.
I have never left.
Never
a
lost a
game.
game.
I've never left. Never.
I've never
Actually,
lost
hold
a
on.
game.
I've left games
feel
at
like
his
that's an
house,
overstatement.
but he lives 10 minutes down the road, or used to live 10 minutes down the road from me. I could always go
Bro,
pick it up.
if I come to your house with my stuff, better believe before I go,
I'm leaving with it.
I'm leaving with all.
Look,
my shit.
sometimes we would go over there and
I have
drink
problems.
and do
Yeah, you're tripping.
I get it.
things
I get it.
of the party variety.
Okay.
And
Edible
you know what?
essence.
Things would be forgotten. Okay.
Yeah. No,
Pretty
I
sure
don't-
I've forgotten my whole PlayStation at your house once.
You sure did.
I just can't
It's
do
happened.
that.
Had to come back for it.
It's
Okay,
because the
no,
PlayStation is
not
so
that.
essential.
I had to get the
my
dog
everyday
and the
life,
girlfriend.
I just kind of make sure it's on me. I just keep it there. My games
On
never
your person.
move.
Just make sure it's on your person.
My games never move. I keep them stacked up there. They're all clean. They're all in great condition.
Yeah, I
So-
used to like the presentation of having a bunch of games, and I still have that game stand. But once it's full, I'm like, all right, cool. Where do I got to put these games? I have way more games than fit in that stand. Like I've got a room full of games. I've got bookshelves with games on it, like games that I'm not gonna play. Supersonic, Shaq Fu. I'm not playing those games, but guess what? They're up on that shelf, and physical just doesn't make sense. It takes too much space, man.
So I know we talked a little bit about ourselves, what we like, our top 5, but I want to know what everybody's favorite console is. Pete,
PS3,
PS3.
man. That was B had moved out by the time. That was the first console that I went out there and got for myself. Like then nobody prompted me to do it. I didn't ask nobody for nothing. I worked my ass off, got that 600, and bought that Metal Gear Solid.
Damn, I forgot that thing was super
Man,
expensive when it came out. 'Cause
I got
bought it
that
too.
$600, and nobody else had a PlayStation. I couldn't play with nobody. None of my friends had a PlayStation. I went out there and bought that $600. I remember they didn't even have any. Nobody had any because when they came to the stores, they got bought up like quick. They were gone
And
so
people were
fast.
selling them
They
at
were gone
like double
so
the price.
fast. I went to like 4 game stores. I had it pre-ordered somewhere, and dude was like, "Yo, we actually sold it." I said, "You're tripping." And I went to a Blockbuster. That's where I found my PlayStation at a Blockbuster. They had it in the case. They had it, and I was like, "Yo, is that renting or y'all selling that?" And they were like, "Yo, we're selling." I said, "I want it now." And man's wouldn't give me my money back. Was like, "You got to show me the receipt that you actually bought a PlayStation." I said, "My guy, it was a deposit. And you don't got the PlayStation. Give my money." Give my money back. I gave that man like $200, and I had to go spend $600 somewhere else and bring a receipt to get the. Yeah, that was before I was Savage Payton.
Savage Pete.
But yeah, that was B had moved out the house, and the PlayStation 3 was like really my thing. Like I bought every game that I could.
No, and it was backwards compatible.
It was
to
backwards
the PS2.
compatible. I played
Amazing.
I played everything on PS3, man. That's where I fell in love with Kingdom Hearts again. I fell in love with Kingdom Hearts when I had my PS3. I went back and played it again. I was like, yeah, this game is great. I can't wait to play some more of this. And GTA 4, man, GTA 4, crazy.
Los Santos.
Uncharted. When Uncharted dropped on there, it was absolutely wild. All those PS3 gems I played. It's really good. It was a good time for me. It was a good time to be alive. In what, 08 that dropped?
What a great time to be
07, 08?
alive.
What about you, B? What's your favorite console?
PS2.
Okay.
PS2
Dang.
hands down. I believe might have been like the best generation for like
It was.
gaming.
It was.
It was.
It
I
was.
pinnacle.
mean, literally,
No doubt. No doubt.
Every game, like all the great games, like anything that could have came out.
No doubt.
And I made sure that me and Peyton had all of the hot shit. I made sure that we got all of the right games.
I dare say it hasn't been that hot since the current generation.
Nope.
Especially them Tom Clancy games.
Yep.
too.
Like Tom Clancy games.
Siphon Filter.
Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon.
Man.
Yep,
SOCOM.
Yeah, Ghost Recon. Yeah, so PS2 is definitely like I don't know, man. Like all the nostalgia,
It's all there.
It's all there. Like for the PS2, that's when they made a jump in like
Dragon Ball Z
graphics.
dropped.
The Dragon Ball Z. We were big on SmackDown. We had SmackDown that was super crazy on there. We had, we had so many games on there, man. We had so many games, and it was a very lit system, man.
By the time we moved here, I called it the Book of Games. I had a book. I had, back in the day, them CD cases.
Yeah.
I had a big giant one.
I had one of the double ones.
And you could fit 4 discs on each page, front and back.
Yep.
I had a book.
we had
of
games. We had so many games. So
What you feel like playing,
PS2.
bro?
Yeah.
I still
give you
have
the
my
world.
book somewhere.
It's no longer a book. It's compressed into one of those old disc holders that holds a lot of discs, and you has a top.
Yeah, no, I still
think it's in
have
that.
my book somewhere with all my PS2 and PS3 games, which Prince of Persia and all my Ratchet and
I
Clanks
think somebody
are on
stole
there.
some of them though. Like when we moved here, we didn't have nearly as many games as we had before.
Nah,
Somebody-
you always lose shit in the move, but we didn't come with as many games as we left home with. But man, we had a shit ton of games. So that has to be my number one.
Money?
What you got? What's your favorite console?
The Wii.
Yeah, you can say PS2
Michael
if it's PS2.
I said
dog.
the Wii.
The Wii?
Trash.
That Michael Jackson game? I'm playing. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm
Trash.
I'm the only one here that's played
I'm
that.
playing. No, but definitely, just to reiterate what you were saying as far as PlayStation 2, but I find myself lots of times, if there's nothing to play on console at the time, I'm definitely hitting up my PC, like, extra hard.
I don't know if consoles PC counts as a console.
But I mean,
It's a race.
master race.
Like you, Ralph.
I'm probably going to go with PlayStation 3 just because I could still play all my PS2 games.
Like we said
PS3
before,
was
we're
just...
PlayStation bias, by the way.
Yeah, we are PlayStation biased. Now, all of us here, most of us here own an Xbox, a PlayStation. 2 of us have a Nintendo Switch. I think we all have Wiis for the most part.
Yeah.
I've got a built PC. Money's got a PC he bought. For the most part,
Shade.
PC is PC, my G.
No, it's not.
But guess what?
I don't care.
But
I'm
guess
not
what? I
using
can
a
still play a
gaming-
lot of
I'm
good
not-
games and high graphics.
I'm
my
not
G.
using gaming mouse for shit.
it's not.
No, you
I can still play a lot of high quality games and high.
Either way.
Don't worry, I have mine spec'd out on my laptop.
Look, just because mine is bought and the fact that you paid somebody to build yours, it doesn't really.
No, I
built his.
actually built mine.
Look, man.
Either way, so
Built
enough of that.
built
Oh,
not
and by
bought.
the way, it was a gift. I didn't buy it. It was a gift.
Your dog bought it for you.
Hey, Rafi.
All
I'm
right.
gonna get you a built not bought sticker.
There we go. Anyways, that's all we have for this week. Please give us some feedback. This is new for us. I mean, any and all constructive criticism is welcome. And if you liked our show, please subscribe. Let us know what we're doing right. Let us
the
know
bell.
what we're doing wrong. We're just some goofy motherfuckers.
You don't gotta
looking
say
to
that.
Be silly and shit. 'Cause that's
They
what
know.
we do.
They know we
I'm
not
a
being
goofy
silly.
motherfucker.
You could be goofy all you want.
All right. You guys talking
Hopefully
shit
we'll
out
have
here.
some-
If you're not
hopefully-
wearing his onesie this week,
Hopefully we'll have some video for you. It's a work in progress. Like I said earlier. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you think. You can shoot us an email at kickbackgames101@gmail.com. That's kickbackgames101@gmail.com.
We will have more weekly podcasts.
Did y'all want to put up a number for the amount of subscribers for this game?
I mean,
Don't got to be
Honestly,
super high.
I say 500. I mean, if we can get
500?
500 subscribers,
Nah,
Yes.
let's do a K. Let's do $1,000.
$1,000. All right.
Let's do 1,000.
If we can get 1,000 subscribers,
The 1,000th
the
subscriber
1,000th
will get God of War free from us.
free, and a bottle of Henny just to sweeten the deal.
I
don't know if-
don't know about that Henny.
Listen, you
I'll
got
buy
to
the
be
Henny.
21. You got to be 21 for the hen dog.
Okay,
How
yeah,
are we
you're right.
supposed
You're right.
to- How we gonna know?
You'd have
Henny-
to
Henny-
email us
A picture of your license.
a picture of you holding up your license.
I need
and
the
another picture of the
Suspect on both-
I need
both
the
ends, though.
I need the Reddit verified. This is who I really am. Paper, and you wrote on it and today's date, and then your license in your other hand.
and you got to hold a spoon.
We're not sending any Henny.
Nice.
All right, we're gonna send you God of War.
I'm gonna drink the Henny.
God of War.
All right.
For right now, it is going to be podcasts. Hopefully, we'll have some videos soon. It is a work in progress. We are just starting this out. It is something new to us. So please don't Don't hit us hard.
Give us a listen.
Yeah, give us a listen. Check
Tell
us out.
Tell us who you like to hear about, who you like to hear from, who you hate on these mics. We can get rid of somebody. Just tell us who.
I feel like we already did.
Either way, that's it for this week. I'm Raphael.
I'm Peyton.
I'm Brandon.
Monye.
Y'all have a good evening, and we are.